Make me tell all these folks who you are. Don't make me tell them who you trying to be. Flexing and talking like you really hard. I'ma be laughing about this in my sleep. I know the fake and that's what you give. I know the bank and you not the bill. I know the pride and I know the pill. Whatever you swallow when it wasn't real. I keep it solid like I am a fist. Licking my shot, it's all in the wrist. Don't do the talking, I do not snitch. But I'm in the game, you must be the glitch.
Yeah, what's up, everybody, and welcome to another great episode of The Good, The Bad, The Troll, and The Conscious. And I believe we on episode 12, y'all, and it's going to be some real talks today. Of course, you got one of your hosts, me, Bob King. To our right always is Mac. Under me, we got Snap. And to my left is Dynamite. And we got a pretty good lineup, pretty good conversations today for y'all, so we're going to get into it.
All right, then. Appreciate that. Appreciate the intro vibe. First of all, man, it's been a busy ass week for everybody. It seems like, man, it's definitely been a challenging week, and then we got a lot of shit to dive into, as far as like the game showcases, the anime, the seasonal anime shit is about to get ready to come to the end. But you'll probably hear us talk about the spring run. Hear us chime about that on the next episode, about our thoughts on the spring run on anime. You know, a lot of shit happening, man. But before we dive into, you know what I'm saying, what's going on with the podcast, you know, we got to do a check-in with the crew, man, see how everybody's doing, man. So what's up, Snap? What's going on in your world?
A little foggy. Like I told you earlier, I'm doing this 72-hour fast. I'm in hour like 63 right now, so I'm ready for this to be over with. But besides that, it's been kind of a busy weekend for me, honestly. And as far as a week, it's just been hot. That's about it.
Yeah, it's definitely been hot because, you know, summer is officially here. No matter what the calendar says, summer starts on the June 21st or June 22nd. Those are lies. Summer's already here.
Summer evolution.
Summer's already here, man. Oh man, but man, congratulations on your fasting and everything, man. Hope you be able to push through. And you know, all we can do is wish you the best. All we can do is wish you the best. Yeah, man.
No, I'm good.
Okay.
All right, what about you, Matt?
Boy, it's hotter than the motherfucking spoon in the crack house out there, boy. It's hot. Nigga.
Well, you in Florida. Y'all are the hottest parts of the South. You in Florida and Snap in Texas. So That's the expectations.
Man, we went out do laundry, man, because we had some bigger stuff to wash, so we had to go to the laundromat, and oh my goodness. It was 97. It was around about 11 o'clock this morning. It was rough. Other than that, I've just been busy getting stuff done at work, getting stuff done in personal life. Just been a challenging week, but yeah, God on your side, man. We're just pushing through it, man.
I hear you, man.
What about you, Vlad?
Like you said, besides the heat, I mean, it's mad humid where I'm at. In Carolinas, man, it's humid. It's been humid and hot, and sweaty and sticky. I hate it. But besides all that heat, me talking about it, I'm outside right now, but it's raining, so it's nice. It's a nice little vibe. Did a UFC thing yesterday. Got to watch that card, so that was pretty cool. Chill with a couple of friends of mine. And yeah, like y'all said, it's just been a busy week. There's like so much just has been going on this week. I know I ain't gonna get to all of it. Like I wanted to go to the movies and all type of stuff, but in due time. My week was pretty good though. Yeah. Ain't too much to say on it. Good weekend so far.
Well, same for me. So it's definitely been busy. It's definitely been a busy work week. A lot of stuff going on, of course. The current project that we're working on, we went live in 2 countries this week. Germany and Vietnam with our application. So that's been very challenging and busy, but that's been rolling along. Also been trying to keep up with everything that's been popping off because it seems like a lot of shit happened in everything this week, far as gaming, far as anime, far as wrestling. It's just been a lot. It's been very challenging to keep up with it all. But what I'm saying, we'll do our due diligence to try to chime in on it here. Far as me concerned, and I'm pushing through just like the rest of you. Just pushing through, trying to make sure that I can make it a good day.
Hey, before we move on, we got an intro. I got one fun fact about me. I cannot say that Vietnam. I can't say that Vietnam or word that Vietnam. I cannot say that word for nothing.
Vietnam.
Yeah, I can't. I can't say I do. Every time it's Vietnam, and man, my wife gets man. I cannot say that nit is what like I start stuttering in the middle, man. Every time I try.
I thought that was that fast you was doing fucking you up,
Oh,
man.
man, I can't say that word, man. I cannot say that word. Man, that word gets me every time. Wow.
I'm about
Hey,
to
if
say,
I
but
had
go
said the
eat,
spelling
eat.
bee,
You that man a piece of bread, boy. Eat something, man.
nah, I cannot say that word, man. I can't say it. I don't know what it is.
You just gotta say nom.
Yeah,
No.
Nam. Yeah. Back in Nam. Yeah, I can say that.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
All right, man. Let's go ahead and jump into it, man. As we got with CC and we got in CC, man. One thing you can't stand in anime and gaming. And once again, I believe I kicked this off.
Yes, sir.
So one thing, man. Well, one thing that me and Matt probably in agreement with this one thing that we both can't stand in anime is probably the when they how they how they written or created with certain MCs or protagonists, they scared around women and girls and stuff like that. Like I don't. I mean, some MCs with some main characters and protagonists, it makes sense, but not the majority. Like you can't just have the majority of the main protagonists in any anime be shy or scared around girls, man. Because you know, I can understand that in some, but not all. We just gotta be more realistic with that. But me personally, I think that's like a culture. I think that's a culture thing in Japan. Me personally, that's what I believe, and that's the main reason it's written like that majority of the time. But that's the one thing that I can't stand in anime and gaming. I just can't stand. I can't stand copy and paste. I just can't stand it. Like a lot of players don't have their own style, no originality to them. It's mainly always a copy and paste build on almost every single game. Like especially in the competitive game, especially on the competitive scene. Because everybody is so hell bent on winning. So since they want to win so bad, they copy and paste a player style versus learning learning things the hard way through the trial and error method that we grew up off of.
They don't know
You
how to
know,
come up with their own winning style. They got to copy somebody else.
yeah. So
Mhm.
that to me that sucks in my opinion, and I just wish that you know that will just bring that back. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like that just needs to come back. Everybody needs to learn how to be original. Don't be scared to take losses because losses, taking L's is part of the game in life and in general as a whole. That's how you grow. That's how you get better. You know what
Mhm.
I'm saying? And develop your own fighting style or creativity on whatever game that you're playing. Whether it's fighting games, where is it Yu-Gi-Oh, where is it shooters, where is it anywhere, man. You know what I'm saying? It might not always work out for you in the end, but stick to your stick to your craft, man. Stay true to it. And one day it'll shine in the end. That's all I got on my part. That's all I got on that part.
Vibe.
Oh, let's think. Oh man, one thing I can't stand in anime. Let's see. If I had to say anything with the anime and the current anime that's going on, probably would be the way I can't stand the way they drop some of these animes together. Because when I say that, I mean like certain animes they would have some dope ones out, and then it can get overshadowed by another big generated anime. Like for example, like a Solo Leveling drops right before that they came out with
Shangri-La
Shangri-La.
Frontier.
Shangri-La Frontier, and it's like Shangri-La Frontier just went on the shelf a little bit. Like you would see Shangri-La everywhere because it was like the hot thing out, and then Solo Leveling just took off the way it did, and it just kind of vanished. Like you had to really look for it, have it in your playlist. Like it just came off the main screen, like on like the Crunchyroll and stuff. So I think I would like if they did something like a better rollout, I guess, for some of these animes because a lot of it gets overshadowed, and then people don't pay too much attention. They just go to these certain ones, so they're pushing money into those. And I think Japan should do a better job in paying attention, I guess, maybe to
Well,
American kind of lights. It's weird. I don't know how to quite explain
well,
it.
well. Let me chime in on that part real quick because I get what you're trying to say, and I totally understand what you're trying to say. And I'm just going to chime in on this little small part. It's not just Japan fault; it's Crunchyroll's fault as a whole. And if everybody remembers back when Solo Leveling drops first, like when they dropped the first season. And then after Solo Leveling left, that's when they came behind with Shangri-La Frontier. And that's the pace that they should have went by when this on second season of both of them animes that time. But this time around, they thought that I guess that they to me, it seems like it must have been a rush thing for them to go ahead and throw Shangri-La in there to compete with Solo Leveling, which to me was a bad move. What they should have
Yeah,
did, they should have just stuck with the original plan, like have Solo Leveling drop first. Okay, after Solo Leveling season done, then for the next anime season, like for the winter season or for the spring season, you could have dropped Shangri-La for the spring season, and Shangri-La would have been straight and it would have been safe, and everybody would have been able to enjoy both and digest both at once. So it's very easy the for a lot of shows to get overshadowed because of the fact that they're not planning them out properly throughout the seasons. But this is just my opinion, though.
yeah. Like they did the same thing. It's kind of like some other animes that got overshadowed. We had Kaiju 8 got overshadowed. You wouldn't really know about Kaiju unless you actually paid attention and like went through the drop list, and then they squeeze in Frieren. Frieren, is
Yeah,
that what you said?
yeah,
That
yeah.
got overshadowed. I knew nothing about that until y'all started talking about it, and then I watched it, and it's fucking fantastic. So I think that yeah, there has to be some type of balance with the drops because there's a lot of animes that get overlooked, and then you look at these anime award shows, and then it's all just what's in your face, what's
But
hot, because y'all pushing so hard for that. Which I get, because something can be hot and it's take over the scene, but sometimes you gotta let that do its course and then drop that other stuff. I don't know if there's a way to fix that or not, but that's just the only
it's a
thing I hate. It's
it,
like,
it
damn, I'll miss a lot of good stuff.
it's a way to fix it. It's just they have to. First of all, you gotta start. People have to start looking at the bigger picture. Like we all understand that it's a business first and foremost. That's the one thing that's the main reason why they're doing the way they do things. It's because one is a business. Two,
Mhm.
they're gonna want to capitalize on what's hot. And that's understandable as well. But at the same time, you gotta look at the bigger picture on everything. Okay, if you're gonna promote these shows, you got to keep in mind that every show is different. Every show has some type of charm to it, a uniqueness to it, and everything like that. So they have to promote within that realm on that part. It's the same way with video games. It's just the same concept. Like they just have to promote within that realm, and they have to market it correctly. And it's a way that they can do it. And plus, the thing about it versus having the business and marketing team take over that stuff, they need real fans. That's the key thing there. If you got real fans in leadership or in higher roles that can actually balance this out right versus without going for the cash grab, they can win better in the end. Once again, that's just my opinion.
Yeah.
My other piece I'll add
Hey, let
to it.
me chime in on that real quick,
Oh, go ahead,
King.
go ahead.
I want to say something about that. So I think now y'all watch more anime than me, but didn't the Crunchyroll company have something in producing Solo Leveling, right?
Somewhat, yeah.
I
That's
didn't know
that's
that.
the answer right there. They gonna promote what if they put their money and Crunchyroll put their money into Solo Leveling, they gonna push whatever the fuck out the way to make
That's what
Solo
I'm saying.
Leveling
They're trying to
shine.
That's what I'm
Yeah,
talking about.
yeah, business.
Yeah, so that's number one because just like you said, even and I ain't never even watched Shangri-La all the way through, but I remember that used to be on my Crunchyroll every time Shakara got on there or I glanced on there for something. And when Solo Leveling came out, that shit was buried. Like, okay, we got our money all in this, we throwing all our money in this, and damn everything else. And I understand why they did it because that's their company and they're going to promote their product. You know what I'm saying? So that's the answer right there. And then number two, as far as them trying to distribute out what's going to be hot and what's going to be not, that's up to the consumer. They can put out 6 or 7, maybe I'm just go 10 anime out during the spring, during the winter, during the whatever. All of them gonna come out, and it's all going to be about what the audience gravitates to. That's what's going to make it. That's what's going to get the push. It ain't because they don't know these things are going to be hot. They're right. The manga might be good, but they don't know if the adaptations are going to be good because not most Americans, especially for Americans, most Americans don't even read that kind of stuff. So when they see the anime, that's the first time they seeing it. So it's about who gonna get the push that way because they don't know what's gonna take off or not. It's like you say, Soul Level took off, Finran took off, My Hero took off. Uh, what the people name is Samurai.
I,
What I got on now? Shit, they took off.
Demon Slayer.
Demon Slayer, they took off. And all of those came out with another rival type anime around them, but it's the fans who made them take off. Cause it ain't no series, ain't no movie, ain't no nothing ever coming out without some kind of competition. It's just about who grabs on to what and go with it.
I can see that.
I I partially disagree on that, mainly because of the fact that you can't say that the audience is not aware of it because they are. And you'll be surprised on how many Americans or people does read the manga and keep up with all of that stuff. So I disagree with that part. Secondly, it's mainly what always happens in Japan. That's the main thing. It's like the West is secondary. It's like whatever's popping in Japan, that's what it is. And that's kind of like, to me, that's a very false statement because I understand that's their home, that's their homeland, and that's the birth of anime and shit. And I understand and respect all of that.
Mhm.
But at the same time, you know what I'm saying? When shit get over here, we get we get shit late. That's number one. We always late on shit. That's number one.
Mhm.
Two, you can't they can't base off popularity based on just Japan. because me personally, I guarantee, and I can stand, and anybody could disagree or agree with me on this. I feel like the U.S. is the biggest consumer in anime right now. My personal opinion. We're paying, we're getting them paid, even though they're not paying their people correctly. But that's a conversation for a whole nother day. that's a
It,
whole that's a whole nother conversation.
it looked
But
like I. Oh, go ahead.
go ahead.
I kind of agree with you because this is my other point that goes hand in hand with what I was saying. Um, I can't stand the fact that it is based off of what's popping in Japan because how many times have we said what happened to this anime? Why are y'all not continuing this anime? But y'all have the fan base. I can't stand that. And then it'd be 5 years later they finally decide to put more money to make a season 3 or season 2 of that anime, like a Hunter x Hunter or like shit, we could probably just rip off. I can't think right now.
Shit,
But there's a lot of animes that just get discontinued, and you're just like, why?
Shit, the anime that we just talked about in the last episode, Kenichi Mightiest Disciple.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
The same one, same thing.
Man,
Kenichi Mightiest Disciple.
because over there, it's so much of it, man. It's so much of it. It's
Yeah,
oversaturated.
yeah, it is oversaturated, man. I agree. I don't disagree with you on that. But at the same time, how can you say it's we all know it's oversaturated over there,
Mhm.
but at the same on that same note, you know it's popping over here. You know it.
Facts.
You see the stats. You see the logistics. They see it. And yet you tell me that okay, you can't you can't bring that back in some capacity. That's an excuse. That's an
It's so
excuse
weird.
for them. That's an excuse. But once again, everything that I'm saying, and I don't want everybody to take it to heart. This is just my opinion. These are my general thoughts on how I feel about it. So
Um, and just progressing the conversation, I think for gaming, the one thing I can't stand. Oh, can we go ahead and just get out of this era of the battle royale games? I'm sorry, I'm a hater. I don't play them. I'm tired. Everything that comes out got to be battle royale. Oh, dropping the world 100 players. Oh, got to be the last one standing. Like, I'm just so over this era. Like, can we please move on? My God, I can't stand that shit.
yeah, I
Man,
agree with you on that.
That's their moneymaker, man.
I don't even. Yeah, I blame PUBG for that foolishness.
But
I
PUBG
don't
is
I,
like
I
a
don't
mod from another game. You know they're
I
right.
don't blame it. I don't blame PUBG. I just blame the companies for just being lazy and being scared to try new things. That's really what it is. You know what I'm saying? That's the main reason why we getting so many battle royale calls because they want to see how well their battle royale is going to do without taking a risk of creating something different and new. You know what I'm saying? That's the main reason why you see so many indie studios and solo developers starting to pop up and make an appearance. They starting to pop out and show niggas. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
It's
like
just that simple.
I just don't understand how that was the one that won out. Like I get it, people just with shooters specifically, I guess the fans asked for that. But I would have much rather them had gone the lane of when Overwatch came out and more games like an Overwatch type of game, team based with
But
maps and stuff like that. But
but
for
you
some
got
reason,
people getting sick of that though too, Tim. Because them two genres are starting to get oversaturated. Hero shooters and battle royales. They're
well, there's
both
only two
starting.
that came out though. Between Marvel and Overwatch, those are only two. They could have
No, you got paladins. You got paladins. That's a hero shooter.
Predecessor
You
is
get,
out now.
yeah. Predecessor is more like against Smite. It ain't a hero shooter. It's more like Smite. It's like a MOBA. But you got other companies that's doing like different types of hero shooters, and people getting burnt out of that. So they're both kind of tiff and tat.
I just wish the fighters of the battle royale genre made it. They had some cool ones, man. The wrestle one, the wrestling one.
Oh yeah, you talking about
I can't remember the name of it. Save my
Rumbleverse.
yeah, Rumbleverse. Yeah,
Rumbleverse was awesome, man. They gave up on that.
real quick.
Epic gave up on that game so quick.
Yeah,
They gave up on that game, and Rumbleverse was a shit ton of fun, and they just gave up on it. They just like
I like.
no,
Yeah, that was cool. I did like Rome
that
Quest. I like the
Rumbleverse was
Spellbound too. Spellbound
yeah.
was
yeah,
good.
exactly. Spellbound was fun. They gave up on that. These are different battle royale games that had different concepts that
Mm-hmm.
Mm,
was fun, but they gave up on them because they felt like they weren't competing with the shooter ones.
mm-hmm.
Like shit, you got Blade Point still going strong.
Yeah, it's still going. Yep.
Yeah, Blade Point still going strong. Blade Point is fucking awesome. That's an awesome fighting battle royale. But the ones that Snap and Matt mentioned, man, they just gave up on them too soon, man. It was
Mm-hmm.
just stupid.
Yeah, it's weird. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about the gaming community being
I
carried
mean, you could,
by the
I
battle
mean,
royales, but you
you
know,
got the right to feel the way you feel. Shit, I'm pretty sure everybody feels that same way that they're sick and tired of fucking battle royales. Shit, everybody's sick of it, man. I mean, it's time to move on. Like you said, it's just time to move on, bro.
but yeah, that's all I got. Hey, I got my piece off.
All right. Towards anime, what I don't like, but it could be mainly me too, though. Like the type of anime I gravitate towards, the isekai. I I'm glad they kind of veering away from it. They're not really well. The ones I watch, they really don't have it that much anymore. But man, it's just an easy. I'm tired of people dying and getting reincarnated in some other world, man. Some animal or something different. It's just man, just stop it. Come do something original. Like just start off in that world. Just leave it like that. Nobody has to die and get reincarnated. Just start there. Just leave the dying out of it and be a lot better. But yeah, that's the anime, the isekai. That gets me.
It is
Okay,
oversaturated.
Yeah,
I
it
played that
is.
on reincarnated. That was all reincarnated's fault.
Hey,
Oh,
yeah, hey,
floodgates.
yeah, but it was so good though.
It was. It was.
Reincarnated as a slime was so good though. So they do take majority of the blame though. They
yeah.
do.
And so for gaming, I can say, man, crossplay. Some games, man, really need it. Like Night Rain. Like I don't understand why that game is not crossplay. It don't make any sense why it wouldn't be. But I've been having fun playing. That's what I've been playing lately. I've been having fun playing that. But it just seems that you limit your fan base. I mean, I can only play on. I got it on Xbox. I can only play on Xbox with the Xbox people. You can't play with PC. Can't play with PlayStation. None of that. Which is
And
it's
you
just
can't even
weird
play
to
with
me. You would
PC either.
figure, huh?
You can't play with PC either.
Nah, you figure it's a natural fit, but no, it ain't crossplay. Whatever platform you're on, that's the platform you play. The people you play with.
Damn.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah. Oh, go ahead, Mike.
no, go ahead, Bob. I'll chime in after that because
Yeah,
I've been wanting to speak up on that part for a
yeah.
while.
I got a gripe with that too, Snap. Like you said, because there's so many good games. Like y'all show me like some fighter games, and they all be on like PS5, and I'm like, why don't y'all just make this crossplay where everybody
That's
can
why I
play
bought
it?
PS5.
Like, god damn, like I would like to get back in the fighting like versus type games, but they put the lock on it. No crossplay, no nothing. Just like
Yep.
I feel that. That's all I wanted to say on that. Yeah.
Well, for the just want to put my opinion out there regarding and this ain't just for Elden Ring or fighting games. This just for crossplay and gaming in general. To me, in my opinion, it's based on the company. And if the company got the funds or the budget to do it, then they're pretty much is going to do it. But the majority of the time, the company brings out the game. They want to do crossplay, but it's not in the budget. But when they bring out the game, they want to see how well the game does before they invest or extend extend that team's budget so they could put crossplay onto those games. That's including Elden Ring, that includes fighting games, that includes even the side stroller beat 'em ups that always come out with local co-op, and
Mhm.
they never have a online, they never have even online play on those. If you pay attention, most of those games get online added on later because
Mhm.
how well the game is done. So
Mhm.
that's all part. That's a system. That's all part of all of the system in the company and all of that stuff. So that's the majority of the reason why. Now, far as big games go, when you bring up Snap like Elden Ring, I'm I'm definitely shocked because Elden Ring got the money to do that.
Yeah.
So they made bank. So I don't know why that they decided not to do crossplay on that. As far as the fighting games that we talked about this, and I already talked about this before. Our system works is just in PlayStation's pocket. That's just what they. That's just where it. That's just what that is, man. That's just where we at with that, man. Like our system works is just they just being loyal to PlayStation. That's really what it is. I mean, they drop games for PC too, so I can't just say that. But far as console goes, our system works is just loyal to PlayStation, bro. That's just really what it is. We barely got Guilty Gear, and the only reason why we got that because old Guilty Gears came out to Xbox in the past. That's it, bro. That's really what it is. We
And
left
to
off
chime,
and got Guilty Gear.
and to chime in though, like I wish I blame it on some of these bigger companies also, because I don't put it too much on the studios because, like you said, they don't have the money; it's not in the budget. But I blame it on some of these companies that are being kind of selfish. Like Microsoft's kind of doing it right. Like I can only imagine, like if they were selfish and then, like say for instance, if Overwatch would have just been on Xbox because Blizzard is with them, with Microsoft and Xbox and shit. Imagine that, or imagine if Marvel was just on PC. And I think they just need to broaden
Well,
these
I
games.
can't. Well, I can't. I can't say that for Microsoft neither, because Microsoft is selfish on some points too. Just like the Warhammer game that's about to get ready to drop on Game Pass. That game is timed exclusive on Xbox, and a lot of PlayStation fans are pissed off because a lot of PlayStation fans didn't get a chance to play that Warhammer game, that old Warhammer game that came out on 360, and I believe it came out for the 360 and PlayStation 3 if I'm not mistaken. But yet we getting the full HD remaster 4K, and that's going to be on Game Pass. You know what I'm saying? And it's not going to be on PlayStation 5. Well, it's a side of me that's happy for that, but it's a side of me that's pissed off because it's at this we're at a point now that it shouldn't games, no matter what games we play or where we drop them at, games should be able to release everywhere. That's just where I stand with that. And I still stand 10 toes down on that to this day. Exclusivity just needs to die. It just needs to be buried 6 feet under. It needs to die. And we just need to have games everywhere. So everyone will be able to play. Because prime example of that, we like the fighting game situation. The fighting games that get stuck on PlayStation 5. Like all we can, and when we play online with in those fighting games, is the only people that we chime in on those fighting games are the Japanese people, are the Asian people. You ain't catching no Americans on there. You barely catching any Americans on those fighting games. We going against the Asian community getting our ass waxed. Guilty. I can raise my hand to me guilty about on that. But that's just in general. Like, and then later on, you hear about the game closing down because lack of servers. We gotta close the servers down because ain't nobody online playing the game. Well, how you expect for people to be playing the game if it's stuck on one fucking platform or two platforms? I would say because they on PC as well.
Mhm.
All of this shit gotta stop, man. As a whole, I'm a fucking gamer, man. I want to play any game everywhere. That's just me. So
I,
all this shit as a whole should just stop. Go ahead, Matt.
I'm gonna chime in on that just a little bit. You know me, I'm a big fucking fan. Motherfucker, fuck it. But since Xbox kind of like they kind of over with the console war shit, my thing is okay. Like I said, I would if I was feeling them, I would have head off everything. I wouldn't share it with no damn body. But since they wanted to be nice, let them be nice. But why they don't do like how they used to do back in the day? Okay, when if a game comes out on PlayStation, Xbox, and Nintendo, why not have like a mascot or something different from each one? If you're gonna have the same game, like for instance, let's say Call of Duty,
Yeah,
let the skin be from a Xbox big franchise, let the skin be from a PlayStation big franchise, be on
yeah,
there. Or
I
like
agree.
a Soul Calibur back in the day when they had Link from Nintendo, when you had the Nintendo version, you had Spawn if
Spawn
you
from
had
Xbox.
Xbox version, yeah, and then you
You had
had
Hiachi from the
but
PlayStation.
yeah,
Yeah,
so if you're gonna share games, at least be like, okay, for doing that, we're gonna have a console exclusive version of this. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I
'cause since you
agree.
got it on this console, we're gonna bring this for it. If you got it on that console, we're gonna have this for it. You know what I'm saying? Like with Marvel, even though that game kind of sucked, that Marvel game that came out, Marvel the Avengers game, whatever that was, the Avengers
Yeah,
game.
the
Hmm.
Marvel Avengers game by Square
Yeah,
Enix. I know what you're
yeah,
talking about.
they had Spider Man exclusive for the PlayStation. You know what I'm saying? Like, they do something like that. They're gonna do it, but
I
Not a whole
no,
character though.
no, you no, but see, that's a good point because when you think about it, if when the Marvel Avengers game was hot, if they used that opportunity right, like, all right, we got Spider-Man on PlayStation. Okay. You could have easily brought somebody like She-Hulk for Xbox. Or
hmm
if it was possible for Nintendo to do it, which we know the Switch One wasn't going to be able to run that game, but let's
hmm
just say wishful thinking. Like Nintendo have somebody like, let's say Star Lord. Let's say
hmm
let's say Star Lord or somebody for
yeah,
Nintendo. You
yeah,
know what I'm saying? Just to have that, just to build that relationship across all platforms. You
hmm
know what I'm saying? And then on top of that, that game honestly could have. Let's not, man. That game just.
yeah. I know the game sucked, but I
No,
just
it
use
ain't.
it as an
He said it
example.
sucked.
No, it ain't the fact that it sucked. It's just the fact that once again, it's one of those games that had huge potential,
Hmm.
but
hmm
they fucking gave up on it.
hmm
They pretty much gave up on it, man, and it's fucking sucks. But
Man, it took forever
you
to release
know,
characters too, though.
yeah. So
Yeah, I get it. It may be easy for us to say, "Oh, Mike, you may know more about it though." It may be easy for us to say, "Yeah, they should just make it cross-platform or whatever," but it can't be easy for them to like code it and develop it for it all to work together.
well, see that's the thing though. So that's sometimes most of the time coding and developing that does take a lot of work
Yeah.
and time because
hmm
you want to make sure that you want to make sure the quality is there too. You know what I'm saying? While you coding and developing, you want to make sure the quality is there. But at the same time, the main reason why most of the games that release, and I'm just saying this publicly for everybody to hear, majority of the time, the reason why majority of these games, and that include big budget games too, they want to see how their regular game goes first and how well it sells. And if the sales is good on the game, then that's when the company and marketing all chime in and be like, well, hey, since this is going well, we could give you more budget so you can bring out your DLC or what other features that you want to bring out. And a lot of people don't look at it like that. A lot of people, and a lot of people don't look at it like that because they don't give a fuck about that. Y'all are general. Y'all don't give a fuck about none of that. Y'all just want the DLC. Y'all just want the game, and we just want the features for the game now. You know, a lot of consumers don't think about that. A lot of people like, we just want this shit, bro. Why y'all taking so long to bring shit out? Well, that's the process on how they do things. That's the process. I guarantee you, that's the process of what all game companies does. That's their whole process. They see if the game is going to do well first. Once they see the numbers on how well it's doing and how much money it made, that is the key priority on how DLC and how crossplay and online features are being done. That's that process.
Yeah, yeah, I agree with that because I can't remember which game it was, but they were like, it was a Sony issue too. It's only Sony, and they were like, I can't remember who the developer was. It's slipping my mind, but they were like, yeah, man. I mean, we can make it for other platforms. It's just like we got it ready. All we gotta do is flip the button, but we gotta wait for Sony to give us a go ahead. We can't do it unless they say something. So they were because they were doing big on PlayStation. Like, well, we're gonna keep it.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's about it. That's all I gotta say on that.
All right, Mac, it's on you, sir.
Oh, I ain't gonna make mine too long. No,
Go
we're
for
running. No, I'm gonna say. No, I'm gonna say. As far as anime, you hit it right on the head, Mike. I can't stand that whole. I'm a main character, or I'm a, good guy in anime who all big bad. Sometimes they be big bad, ready to beat up any goddamn thing, but they scared of titties. I hate that shit with a fucking
Their
passion.
weakness, man.
I hate that shit. That shit bothers the shit out. That'll turn me off from even watching the anime to a degree because I'd be like, dog, I can't. Especially if the females are like side
All
characters
over
or
him,
all
fawning
over.
over him.
Yeah, and he's all. "Ooh, ooh," I'm like, oh my god, she's looking at me. Oh no, like, dude. If I was that man at that age, I got a thick old white chick or whatever she is, crazy like that over me. I'm jumping on it. I'm jumping on it.
Own it.
These jokers are scared of it, and I don't know what kind of culture that is in Japan for them to be acting like that. I mean, this shit is not realistic to be like. I don't think anybody's chemical mind balance is like that in real life, bro. But if
It'll
No,
you
be like
feel
no,
like that,
no,
Elvis from
no. That's part. No, that's it. I won't say it's fully on the culture, but it's there.
yeah, man. But
It's
if
there.
they want me, it'll be easy. Like if I could see, and if I was trying to want them, and I know I was scared, then yeah. But they like, let's all be real. We all been. Before we got married or settled down or whatever, if a woman approached us first and showed interest in us, that made it easy on us. We just had to not fuck
oh
it up.
yeah, oh yeah.
Well, I
That
was
was
a
easy.
shy. I was a shy guy at first in the beginning, in my beginning stages too, Matt. So
I
I was shy.
understand that.
Yeah,
I understand that. But if a woman comes and approaches you, you just
As
had not fuck it
yeah.
up. That's all you had to do, not fuck it up. Oh shit, she liked me. She told. Oh, she came to me. Oh, she shot me. But anyway,
So what
I
you saying, Mac? You want the main character to be like the main guy off Seven Deadly Sins?
yeah,
Yeah,
take
he
it.
won't shy away from nothing, boy.
He said that man grabbed me
It
to
always up
his
the skirt.
always. See, that's what I'm talking about. Mill, it was all right with me.
it's a main character that's like that from what's the name of the damn game? I mean, what's the name of the damn anime? It's a damn it.
It's a couple
Uh,
of them.
it's
Yeah,
a
that's
cou- it's a good amount of characters on there. It's one that in particular that I know you'll like the main character of, Matt. It's a magic anime too. So
mm-hmm.
I gotta think about it. I'll send it to you
Yeah,
because
my boy Lord Irons, man, he be acting like he scared of old girls sometimes, man. I be like shaking my head. I be like, damn, Bone Daddy, go ahead, jump on. She
Bone,
want
he wants some bones.
to jump the bones, man. Let her jump the bones, Bone Daddy. You want a Bone Daddy, not a Sugar Daddy. You want a Bone Daddy.
Mm.
But it is what it is. And then for gaming, it's kind of like a half and half on this with me. Make your fucking game complete before it come out. Finish the game, man. Just finish the game. Don't have us buying, full price demos or full price betas. You know what I'm saying? I buy a game. It's already out. Just like for instance, I'm gonna just give this an example. I ain't even though it was free to play. I'm just giving this. No. I go back. The Avenger game. I done pre-ordered it, had it ready to whatever. Every other day the game got an update. I ain't even download the game fully, but why does it have an update every other day? I turn my console on, the game ain't even out yet. Like this lets me know this game is not done. Why are you making these people pay for these games that's not done?
Day
You
one
know,
patches, man.
day one patches, pre patches, all this stuff. Like, no, that is horrible.
I agree.
That and when they are finished, leave your fucking game alone. If you want the characters to play like this, let them play like this. If they want one or two on to be sorry as hell, they meant to be kind of sorry as hell. Somebody got to figure out a way to make them better. If they overpowered, let the people use the overpowered characters. It makes it more gratifying when somebody get past them and beat them. All this shit here, oh, we finna patch this person. Oh, because she's doing too much damage. Oh, we finna up this person because they ain't getting picked enough. I hate that shit, dog. We didn't grow up with that shit, dog. That shit was out. Whenever it came out, you had to just fucking play it and deal with that shit.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, in the arcade days, yes, they did have programming where they did fix some stuff. Yes, they did do that. But just to bring them cabinets out, costing the arcades too much, the constant upgrade motherboards like that, so they ain't really do it too often. But all this other shit, man, you can't even get used to playing with a character or it's either fighting, shooting, hero shooters. Like you said, Tim, Overwatch. Every time you get used to comfortable with a character, oh, we're finna nerf them, we're finna patch them. Then you gotta go find somebody else to play. Like, stop fucking with my characters.
Well. On that note, I
Hmm.
could see them. I could understand balancing and patching characters that's competitive. I could understand that to a certain degree.
Hmm.
But the motherfuckers the games that don't have any
No
PvP
kind of
in
PvP.
it,
Yeah, that makes
they
no
don't
sense.
have no PvP involved in it.
Yeah. Why are we
And
nerfing stuff?
why are we nerfing?
If
I,
anything, you
I
supposed to make me stronger.
Yeah.
Make me stronger.
yeah, I agree. I agree with the balancing
Hmm.
of when you're playing competitive games, but
Yeah.
far as if it's no PvP involved in the game,
Hmm. Hmm.
especially in majority of ARPGs,
Hmm.
you know what I'm saying? If there's
Hmm.
no PvP involved, then leave the characters alone. And then on top of that, if there is PvP in the game, then your stats need to be adjusted to that mode. Whatever PvP area and all of
Hmm.
this shit and how they got it, it should be adjusted to PvP mode or area. We
Yeah.
shouldn't be having to go through so many flips and changes and all of that. So yeah,
Yeah.
I
But
agree.
that's it for me, man. I don't want to go too much more into that because that shit used to get on my damn nerves, man. But let's finish the games, man, and leave stuff that didn't have no competitive aspect to it, no PvP or nothing. Just leave it be, man. Action RPGs, y'all need to be slapped in the fucking head and in the mouth for changing and nerfing stuff when you're not playing against nobody.
Made it
Like,
like that for a reason.
yeah, it makes no sense. I should be fucking struggling trying to get through content. If anything, make the content harder. Don't make me weaker.
There you go.
Make no fucking sense, man.
All right, man. All right, so a little bit before we move on, I'm gonna just chime a little bit on mostly all the game fests that we was able to watch as a whole. And I could definitely let's bring up the Summer Snooze Fest first. Let's go
Hmm.
ahead and talk about that one. So
Absolutely right.
I mean, they had some cool announcements, and we ain't going to get into all the details of the game, but all the games that there was announced. But it was some cool announcements. But the majority of the Summer Game Fest, in my opinion, was a disappointment. And I think Jeff Keighley and whoever the team that he has handle those shows. It's like the Summer Game Fest along with the end of the year show that he has at the end. Those shows are only getting worse. I think it's either time to change the host up, either change the host, get a new team involved that can make the shows better and more entertaining,
Hmm.
along with improving the pacing of the show.
Mm-hmm.
All of that just needs to be redone and fixed, in my opinion.
I knew that shit was gonna be bad when old girl came out there with that ugly ass dress on, and I was like, yeah, that shit wasn't gonna work.
Yeah.
That's messed up.
All right, any other thoughts that y'all got on the Summer Game Fest? Any other thoughts?
That's
Did I cover everything?
yeah.
No,
That's a good one. I like
go ahead, Snap, go first. Go
uh
ahead.
that well that only what is it only miss you
Only me,
Yeah.
yeah.
that game right there. It seemed that seemed like I don't know. That seemed like a game I'm gonna play. Probably gonna die a lot, but I think I'm gonna have what I
No, you ain't gonna die a
think
lot of
so.
that, man. No, you're not. Onimusha has always Capcom has always been good with the Onimusha series. It's not Souls heavy like everybody think it is. It becomes Souls like based on the difficulty.
Mhm. Okay, I got
It becomes Souls like based on the difficulty that you select. So Onimusha has always been good. I'm just waiting on Capcom to bring an Onimusha collection. That's what I'm waiting on. Because Onimusha has definitely been one of those games has been very beloved by a lot of fans.
yeah.
And so far, Capcom is doing their due diligence to keep their legacy alive by making legacy games and bringing games back from the dead. So I just want Capcom to keep it up.
Yeah. There's one game I'm glad to see that they didn't change. Like they're keeping their I guess the soul I want to say like of the game that Atomic Heart. Seems
Yeah,
like you're gonna keep it like
yeah,
the same the way it's going, man. It seems
yeah,
like a fun, lighthearted RPG type game, if you want to call
yeah.
it that.
I agree.
Excuse me, but
I agree.
yeah, I'm kind of excited. I actually got to go back and play the other one, the first one again, get back in that.
You and me both.
Yeah, because I
Because
got
when they
that
go
little
ahead.
vending machine, man. Hey, that vending machine was flirting with me for a minute. I was like, man, let's see how far this gonna go. So
Lord have
I gotta get
mercy.
back into that. But there is a game I'm real disappointed in, man. That freaking Deadpool VR, man. I was like, what is this? Why is it just VR? I hope it ain't just VR. Maybe they'll put it on.
No,
It's
it's
just strictly
VR.
VR.
It's just strictly VR.
Oh yeah, because it did say the
Meta
PlayStation
Quest,
and
PlayStation
Meta.
VR, and
Yeah,
whatever VR sold.
man, that sucks.
It does because I mean, not to say Neil Patrick Harris didn't waste his time doing the game because I already know he's gonna be funny as fuck as Deadpool.
Yeah,
Just because he a funny ass guy and he does good voice acting. But it was I was highly disappointed too. I really was. I was highly disappointed when to find out that it was just a fucking VR game.
yeah,
It was like, why?
Yeah.
But
yeah. That's all I gotta say on that. I'm
I'm
good.
like
but
Snap, the only Musha game that looked pretty cool. I did like what I seen from the little Seven Deadly Sins little trailer.
yeah,
Kind of interested in that. But the highlight for me, and I didn't watch the Future Gaming Festival or the I didn't catch all of the Xbox one, but the highlight for me was the couple announcements that I did get for the PlayStation Festival. They little showcase when they showcased the Mortal Kombat collection.
oh
Still
yeah.
a little bummed out. We didn't get Trilogy. That's my favorite
Well,
Mortal Kombat game.
they still ain't fully announced which ones yet.
All of them. Yeah, they didn't announce all of
They didn't announce all of them. Now they did a list on some of them,
them.
but they didn't announce all what's going to be in the collection. So it looks like Ed
Yeah,
Boon is still playing some shit close to his chest.
yeah. But I hope Trilogy be in there for me. I'm a big Trilogy fan. I can't wait to play that. Yeah, yeah.
Well, I'm hoping for Trilogy. I'm hoping for Deadly Alliance, and I'm praying and hoping for Shaolin Monks. I'm
Yeah,
hoping for Shaolin Monks, especially Shaolin Monks.
yeah.
This
That was
generation needs
fun.
to experience that.
Yeah, they should do another Shaolin Monks game with more characters. To be honest with you,
I agree.
like an eight
I
man roster. Oh man, that'd be awesome game.
I
And four
agree.
player.
Yeah.
Um.
Like a Mortal Kombat beat 'em up game like Shaolin Monks, that would be fucking awesome. It
hmm
really would. I agree. That would be
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah. I was excited about that, and I was really excited about the well, we didn't know Art System Works was doing. We didn't know they got in bed with Marvel. And they came out with a 4-player versus game with the Marvel characters, which was like shot the shit out of everybody.
They did.
I guess they said Capcom with the bullshit, so we're gonna go to Art System and get this going. So I was really excited about those two games for the PlayStation side and the Onimusha game. And I can say everybody was all a little disappointed in Deadpool game, but it is what it is.
Okay, so I'm glad you brought that up. I'm glad you brought the Marvel fighting game up because I've been wrestling this idea, and I think I talked to y'all about it before, but I wanted to get it out there for the podcast and for all of y'all.
Mhm.
Okay, a lot of people is not looking at the big picture on that, in my opinion. Once again, that word you're gonna hear me say that a lot. They're not looking at the overall big picture on that because to me, in my opinion, for an Art System Works to do the Marvel fighting game, fucking fantastic. But a lot of people was like, Max is one of them people, Roofmonger, all the popular people. Like, so we're not going to get Marvel vs. Capcom 4? No, we're not. And that might not happen. But they're looking at it as a bad thing. And that's not a bad thing. If I was Capcom, and if Capcom is looking at this from the perspective that I think they are, you just took some off my plate. That's good. So that way I could focus on some other shit.
Right.
So in my opinion, I feel like they should be focusing on the next fighting game that everybody wants. And everybody already know what that is. Capcom versus SNK 4. That's what everybody wants. But that's not what the fuck I want. I want King of Fighters versus Street Fighter. That's what I want. I don't want no Capcom characters in there. I don't want no Samurai Showdown characters representing for SNK. I want straight hands. I want KOF versus Street Fighter in a team format. That's what I want. And if anybody listening to this, I think that would be a cool ass concept of the game. Because just think about it. Have you ever just think about Capcom teams, Street Fighter teams being divided in teams of 3. The same way it's done in King of Fighters. That's never been done in the SNK. That's never been done, not SNK. That's never been done in a Street Fighter game before. That would be an interesting ass concept. How would you divide the teams? Who would be on teams? Who would you add to the game? You know what I'm saying? Those are a lot of thoughts that will chime into the head. Or if the consumers or people don't want KOF versus Street Fighter, we could go with the Capcom versus SNK 4, and that's fine too. But you know what I'm saying? But those are the two games that have not brought up in this conversation because they're missing out on that opportunity. Like, okay, we're not getting the Marvel fighting game, but we can get another fighting game instead.
Yeah. And for anybody who's listening, when he said 4, yes, we don't count it as 3, but yeah, Capcom versus
You talk about Capcom.
Chaos.
You talk about Chaos.
Chaos. Oh, yeah, that was officially 3, but yeah. Game straight.
We have to count it, man.
Yeah, I understand.
We have to count it. I understand it was trash. I understand, but they had some cool character concepts though.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Evil Ken on there, and I was like, damn, that was cool. Evil Ken finally on the game, but it's on this game. Like, come on, man.
I think for me, it was only like, I don't know if y'all covered it. My bad. I had to fix my tent. I'm out
Go
here
ahead, man. Go for it.
But the 3 standouts from the summer games for me, I'll probably have to say was End of Abyss. That seemed interesting and eerie, like a playthrough game that I see that actually going pretty far. Of course, the Sonic Racing Cross Worlds. I think that's gonna be a fun game.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's on PS5, but that's cool. And who's
That's
the
not on Xbox.
No, it's on everything. It's on
Yeah,
everything.
yeah, that's on
That's on
everything.
that's
for
on
sure.
everything, Tim.
Are you
Yeah,
sure?
that's gonna be on
Yeah.
everything, bro. And
Oh,
with crossplay. Yeah, it's fully crossplay with everything.
Oh, okay. They should have put the other emblems up. They only have the PS emblems on
No,
there.
they had all the emblems on there.
It was up there.
It should be.
It was. You just had to wake up at the time, man. You just probably got bored and they paid no
Yeah,
attention.
yeah.
It was, hey, we understand. It was a boring ass showcase, so we get it.
And
We get it.
the last fun one, I think that might be okay, or it could be a flop. But felt that boxing.
You talking about the Muppet boxing game?
Yeah.
Like we was talking about them.
Straight foolishness.
Real.
I'm not
Yeah.
gonna sit up here and lie. That kind of piqued my interest. I was like, really? Like, so we finna have a Muppet box punch out game. We finna have a Muppet punch out game. I'm like, that's gonna be interesting. But the best thing that I'm gonna enjoy about that is because they let them cuss. So that's the main reason why I'm excited about hearing them talk shit. So I'm hoping we get some good trash talking in there. So I can't say what all I'm excited for because I watched all 3 showcases and it's a lot of games for me to cover. So I would definitely, if you guys was disappointed, and I'm talking to the viewers, not just everybody else. If you guys was disappointed at the Summer's Game Fest, please check out the Future Games Showcase. Please check that out when you get time. They have some really interesting drops on there. A lot of horror and sci-fi games on there, and other adventure games as well. Check that out when you got time. And the Xbox Showcase wasn't bad. So, in my opinion, if I was going to rate the shows, like I said before, I will probably give the Summer Games Fest one a 4, and I'm being generous, a 4. The Future Game Showcase, I would definitely give that one a 9, and I would give the Xbox Showcase an 8, an 8.5, an 8.5. It was the Future Showcase was just slightly better because of the fact that, because I want us to support the indie devs more, and they just and they was pretty cool in my opinion. So they got into their bag.
My rating on this, if I had to rate, I only seen 2, which is Summerfest and the Xbox Showcase. That Summerfest, I'm sleep. I'll sleep. Just keeping it real. But that Xbox Showcase, I was awake.
I mean, it was straight. It was cool. It was cool. Xbox did they did their thing, man. They did their thing. And once again, I was just glad that, in their showcase, if the games was third party and going to all platforms, they showed it at their showcase. Like, hey, it's going to be everywhere.
They should have took a book out of how Xbox did theirs, because that Summerfest, I get it, it's a big, event. I don't think they should have did that shit live, because there's too many times in there where the games will be shown and you have real claps. And you can tell the games that nobody was excited for. And I don't think that plays into their hands very well.
Well, the thing about the Summer Game Fest is what was a bummer about it was because the majority of the games that they showed, they didn't show no gameplay. Especially for games that's coming out like right around the fucking corner. Like, you didn't show no gameplay. So to me, that's concerning.
Yeah.
That's very concerning.
A lot of people, especially me, I'm a person, man. If you're gonna show me a game, especially if it's coming out soon, I don't want to see fucking trailer type BS. I want to see live gameplay. I don't want to see cutscenes. No, because that's not giving me an idea what this game gonna be about or how this game looking. Especially if you want to make me spend $60 to $90 on it. Show me something.
Yeah, and that's the main reason why the Xbox and the Future Game Showcase was good, because majority of both of those showcases, pure gameplay.
Yeah, PlayStation, she showed some gameplay on a lot of
Yeah,
these too.
PlayStation did too. I forgot to rate the PlayStation one. My bad. I will definitely rate the PlayStation one. I will rate it a 7. I will rate that one a 7. So, but even the PlayStation one was better than the Summer's Game Fest.
Mm-hmm.
That shit. Summer
Yeah,
Game
that was
Jeff.
rough.
Yeah, the summer game festival was just rough. But all right, that's all we got, man. So anything else before we move on to the next topic?
Yeah. Well, what? Real quick, it's something simple.
Go for it.
What are y'all's expectations for that Wu-Tang game?
I
Low.
got
Low.
I can't say that. I can say that because whenever Wu Tang is doing a game, they're always heavily involved.
Yeah, because they're into that type
Yeah,
thing.
they're involved. So I ain't gonna say they're low, but I don't have high expectations, but I got good expectations for it.
Hopefully, it
So
ain't couch co-op. Hopefully, it's like online. Like,
yeah, yeah. So that's the one that I got expectations for that game. So it's going to be interesting, man. I'm just happy to actually see, what I'm saying, Wu Tang coming back into the light, into games and all of that stuff. That's cool. And who knows, we might hear some cool new Wu Tang tracks, man, in there, man.
oh
So
yeah, you know it.
I'm excited about that, man. That's a sneak peek. That's like almost like a new album. That's almost
Yeah.
like a Wu.
Yeah,
That's almost like a
could
new
agree.
Wu Tang album, bro. So that's exciting for me.
This is. I think I'm to end it on this. There's only one game I was excited for, especially specifically in Xbox, y'all. I got an Xbox.
Call of
For
Duty.
people that's listening. Hell no. Throw that shit out, bro. So tired of Call of Duty. No, and they didn't show it, but they still gave us another version of the same game. But I'm gonna keep it a buck, man. Gears, man. I was excited for it. I'm mad they didn't show no E-Day, but I guess they're just still
Mm.
cooking. But they still gave us something. They gave us the remaster of regular Gears of War, which should still be good. But man, I wanted to see that E-Day, man.
I think all of us wanted to see that. I wanted to see E Day and Fable, so I was really hoping that they was going to show those two, but they
Yeah.
didn't. So I guess
Coming out
they.
of the 30, I'm
So
telling
I
you,
so
dog.
I so I get. But the thing about it, I'm disappointed that we didn't see it. But at the same time, as long as what I'm saying, they still working on it, that's
Mhm.
fine. What I'm saying, I would like that goes back to what you said, Matt. You want to see a finished game than a half-ass game. So
Yeah.
It's true.
you know what I'm
And they
saying?
said something about Fable, whatever, about 6 years ago.
They did. They
We
did.
ain't seen that yet.
Yeah. But you gotta. I'm looking at it from this perspective too, man, because
Mm-hmm.
the team that's making Fable
Mm-hmm.
is a team that usually is they stepping out of their damn comfort zone.
Mm.
These are the motherfuckers that are majority of the team. They made Forza. This is the
Oh,
team that's making Fable.
Oh, so I'm gonna say
that's why they ain't show shit yet. Cause the people don't know what the fuck they doing. They probably done,
that's the real.
oh,
That's a real. I'm gonna
that's the
So
still.
fucking problem.
but that's cool. But that to me, Matt, that's interesting to me because I'm like, how the fuck is Playground Games is finna work this out? Like how they finna do this? How they're finna mold this Fable world in their image? So that's what's interesting to me. So I'm like, okay, let's see what y'all finna cook. Let's see what y'all boys finna cook. You know what I'm saying? Boys
That
and
shit like
girls.
that shit like going to motherfucking McDonald's and hiring their whole damn kitchen staff and everybody who cook there. And we're gonna take y'all niggas over here to motherfucking Longhorns for y'all to cook dinner.
I mean,
Have at it.
I can see, I can see that concept, Matt, but
Like have at
Um,
it, motherfuckers.
taking the question out of Snap's book because I have high expectations, really high expectations for E-Day. But Mike, what's your expectations for Fable? You think it's going?
I got faith in Playground Games, man. So I think it's going to be good. Me personally, I think we're going to see something when Fable come out. I think we're going to see something interesting.
Like you don't think it's
So
gonna be a Diablo flop?
no, I don't think so. They put too much. They invest in too many resources and time into it. If it turns out to be a flop, then we'll be here talking about it. We'll be here to talk about how a massive flop it is.
I enjoyed that last little Fable game they had. It was still in like beta stages when they scrapped it.
Yeah,
It's like
yeah.
you got to basically D&D type style. I enjoyed
hmm
it. I had fun playing that game.
Now, see, the cool thing about Fable is it's the decisions that you made. I just hope that the decisions that you make in the game
Actually, man.
has real impact, because they always that's the one key thing about Fable that made it great, is because the decisions that you made and the choices that you made mold the world around you,
It
and
actually changed your appearance too.
it also molded you too.
Yeah.
Like, nigga, you made bad decisions, nigga. Your character started looking kind of dark and evil and shit. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I'm saying? So that was a really cool concept.
Mm.
So it was cool, man. All right, we got anything else before we wrap up?
Mm-mm.
All right, cool beans, man. All right, moving on to Ring and Arena. Now we're gonna touch on the main topic, but we also gonna give our little semi touch on the Money in the Bank and our thoughts. But we're gonna save that one for last. But we know this is gonna be a very interesting topic, especially between two individuals that we have in on this podcast. So, can we end the GOAT debate in sports?
No.
Now, Matt, we're talking about basketball, right?
Sports in general.
Okay, go for it.
Every sport has a GOAT,
Well, I can't
but
I can't keep up with all the GOATs in sports. I'm just not starting to get back into it. And I'm still in my NFL state. So, you
mhm,
know, so fuck the NFL. And I'm gonna continue, and I stand 10 toes down on that. But
mhm. Um, we can, but we won't. I'm gonna say that
okay,
can, but we won't, because the reason why we won't is because every year somebody gets older.
agreed.
Every year somebody gets you. It's like, okay. Let me just start with basketball, for instance.
Yeah,
If your grandparents are living still, you know what I'm saying? They probably 80, close to 90, pushing 90 years old. Their GOAT probably was Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, motherfucking Bill Russell. People like Wilt Chamberlain, stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Then you got our parents' era. They GOATs probably would have been, could have been what my boy name is, Julius Irvin, Magic Johnson, Larry Bird, then we got our age people. We grew up in the Jordan era, where a lot of people think Jordan they GOATs or whatever, whatever. Then you got people a little younger than us that grew up in the Kobe era and LeBron era, where they think one of them could be the GOATs, whatever like that. So it's always going to be how old you were when you discovered these people.
yep,
I'm not finna call nobody the GOAT if I ain't never seen them play.
yeah.
That's my thing. I can respect what he did or she did, but if I didn't see it with my own eyes, I'm not just finna be like, oh, well, they say he the GOAT, he the GOAT to me too. Then no, the fuck he ain't, because I didn't watch that motherfucker play. I don't. That's what other motherfuckers say. I'm not finna be like everybody else.
I agree. I agree
You
on
know what
that,
I'm
dude.
saying? I don't understand why these little kids, they go around, oh man, Jordan, blah, 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 Jordan. Oh, you never seen Jordan take a dribble outside YouTube or highlights. You know what I'm saying? But you know, we won't stop. We as a community won't stop, because it's always a great topic to start
Yeah,
fights, conversations, arguments, or whatever. You know, everybody's goat could be somewhat different. Even if it's the same, you might like that person for the different reasons. It ain't always gonna be the same reason you like them, even though it might be the same person. Hell, just like with wrestling, my goat is always gonna be Bret Hart. no matter who the hell comes up. And that's the guy I grew up. That's one of my favorite guys for years. I always he's here, and everybody else is like here to me. Even though he wasn't the best talker, he wasn't the best. He wasn't the most entertaining when it came down to promos or whatever, whatever. But in the ring, he told great stories to me, and he looked believable. Um, Basketball. Um, I was a big Grant Hill. I was a Reggie Miller fan for a long time. Then one of my other favorite players became Grant Hill. Then Tracy McGrady. I learned to love Kobe. Then I'm watching LeBron, even though I grew up in the Jordan era too. But I've seen enough of LeBron as well to be like, damn, for him to do the shit he's doing and still doing shit he's doing is like you can't deny this man's greatness. He may not have had six straight, six titles and went undefeated in the finals and all that shit, but for whatever he's done, man, he's been like, and he did it in the social media era where like you can't find nothing bad on this guy. He ain't cheating, he ain't stealing, he ain't on drugs. You can't find nothing bad on this dude. He's like the model citizen to a degree too. Um, Football, they always throwing Tom Brady, blah blah blah, Tom, because he got 7 rings. Which is, hey, you can't take that. If somebody say that's the GOAT, hey, that's the GOAT. That's the GOAT. Whatever. Um, I think Jerry Rice is the GOAT of football. For to put up the numbers he put up, in that era where they weren't really throwing the ball like that, he got numbers that even people probably won't even touch. Still, it's fucking ridiculous, bro. It's fucking ridiculous. Um, what else? What other sport? Tennis. I'm a Roger Federer guy. I grew up with Pete Sampras and I grew up with Agassi. I caught the very, very, very end of John McEnroe. But I'm a Federer guy, man. That's my goat. You know what I'm saying? I've seen some greats, but that's the guy who, if he on TV, I'm watching. If Serena on TV, I'm watching. You know what I'm saying? Um, Shit. What else? What we got? What else? What we want to talk about? Who might be the goat in?
Shit, that's a lot, man.
I know the main topics that people probably want to hear. I'm gonna bring them up since we're here. We didn't get to the meat and potatoes of this. They know what they're here for. There's only two that I'm really gonna ask about because the main two that the world be talking about anyway. But going back to basketball, is the GOAT Jordan or LeBron?
LeBron for me.
Over their entire careers, over all the statistics,
LeBron.
the way they played the game.
LeBron for me. And the reason, and I'll tell you the reason why I say that. I grew up in the Jordan era as well. And I can't deny Jordan was good. I can't stand that motherfucker. I don't like Jordan worth a damn. But I can't deny him. But Jordan had help. Jordan got his ass kicked in his early years, yes. But, you know what I'm saying? When he got Phil Jackson and Phil Jackson assembled the team around him, Jordan was unstoppable. It's the same. It's that same sentence with Kobe. You know what I'm saying? Kobe had a lot of help around him, and he had Phil Jackson to aid him. It takes a good coach to lead a player and a team. LeBron never had that in his fucking career. Never. He always was the one. So for that, in my opinion, just from that aspect alone, LeBron to me is better than Jordan. Now everybody going to argue, everybody going to disagree with comments, and that's fine. But once again, this is just my opinion about this. LeBron never had a coach of Phil Jackson's caliber to help him lead a team. It always had to be him. Always.
Yeah, because it's hard to kind of ignore the accomplishments LeBron has because we kind of forget. Because my main thing is when it comes to this GOAT thing, I understand the pressure or what Jordan did for basketball. I do understand that, but it's like the years that he played before he got to being the greatest of all time, like they say, he did have to lose a lot.
Yeah.
He did that. LeBron came in almost damn near going to the playoffs every single year he's been in the league.
With the
Then he went on a
sorriest
10
teams. With
then
the
he went on a
sorriest motherfucker.
10-year straight run, like making it to the end. Like not
Mhm.
just in the playoffs. He made it to the end. Damn if he won or not. That's some of the most impressive shit.
Yeah.
Then he went to multiple teams, regardless of whoever's on that team.
With finals every team he ever been on.
He been that. And I'm not saying Michael Jordan could do the same, but if you take him off that Bulls team, I wonder if he would have made every team great like that. Or would it not have worked? That's
Wouldn't
what I
have
hope.
feel. It wouldn't have feel. That's the biggest difference. If he wouldn't have had feel, man, that was the key. That was the key. Phil Jackson.
So it's hard for me. I think I agree. Like it may be LeBron just off of longevity. He has the rings. He definitely has the stats. I mean, goddamn, this dude is almost what 1 and 2, or he's in the top 5 in every category, like every fucking category. Like that's fucking insane.
No, yeah, he top 5 in every category. Did
Even
everything.
fucking steals, bro. Like what? Oh, I don't know about steals. He might be top 10 in steals.
And this still a guy he's the number one scorer all time, and he's a guy who's not considered to be in the scorer. He's not even considered a scorer.
He's a pass first.
He's a pass first guy, and he still was number one in scoring. It's just consistency, man. That consistency we'll never see again.
And the only reason they give him hell is because he had to go up against fucking Steph Curry and that goddamn Golden State team. Like,
Well, we can't and when we talk about him as well, we gotta bring Steph Curry up to some capacity as well, because he's a phenomenal player. You know what I'm saying? He's a phenomenal player with a great coach. But to me, and this is just my opinion, what's so scary in my opinion about Steph Curry is the fact that his shooting is just scary as fuck to me. And the mindset that he gets in when he starts shooting and when he gets hot or heated or all of the shit that y'all like to call. Like if you ever heard I heard a Steph Curry interview some years ago, and this was what made me like kind of fear him and his mindset of shooting. It's like when he starts making baskets, he literally said that he visualized when he's shooting, every time he started making baskets, the basket gets bigger.
Mm-hmm.
That's a scary ass concept to me. I've never heard anything like that before in my life. And that's a scary ass concept in my opinion. Like if you making shots and you visualizing a big ass basket, it's almost like you feel like it's automatically going in.
Mm-hmm.
It's just an automatic shot. It's automatically going in. That is a scary ass mindset to have.
Anime
as a shooter.
mindset.
that's true. I would never call Steph Curry no GOAT though. He's
I
definitely
agree.
changed the game, but if we're being for real in real life, he's the greatest shooter of all time. But at the
No,
same time, he needed that team around him, and the fact that they ended up getting Kevin Durant is the whole reason why they got some of them rings too. Because LeBron wouldn't have lost to them.
No.
Not with that team that he was on.
Well, another thing about that, Tim, is about Steph Curry and another reason why you brought up a good point why he won't bring up a GOAT. He will be the greatest shooter of all time, but he won't never be brought up as a GOAT is because that just who he had as a coach as well. Steve Kerr played a semi factor in that. In his growth and his development and all of this stuff. Because who did Steve Kerr grew up with? Who he played around? He played around Michael Jordan and Phil. So he understood the game. So he already knew some ins and outs on how to develop Curry to the player that he needed to be, or get him to the level that he needs to be. So yeah,
Yeah, because we all like to forget though, because I remember they did win. He got 4 rings, but
yeah,
there was a lot of times in them older playoffs where Steph Curry disappeared in them playoff games.
oh yeah,
Clay
almost,
Thompson used to keep them alive and shit like that, hitting
yep,
like
Mm-hmm.
30 points in a fucking quarter type shit.
Mm-hmm.
Their defense and stuff like that. That's the only reason I'm like, damn, yeah, he's great. But sometimes Steph Curry used to disappear. He don't disappear now. Like he actually shows up now, but he just happened to get injured this year. But
Mm-hmm.
beforehand, that was a team effort.
yeah,
With
Every
LeBron, it's like
every great
LeBron.
player has had playoff blunders, bro. There's no GOAT status type player who never fucked up in the playoffs, dog. You
agreed.
had Kobe shooting air balls, Magic Johnson when they turned into Tragic Johnson when he turned the ball all over constantly against the Boston. Jordan had games where he only scored 8 points. You know, Shaq been swept 6, 7 times out the playoffs. Every great player has had bad playoff moments, but for LeBron,
Not
it's
LeBron.
always magnified because they're trying to always keep him down from where Jordan's status is. So,
But I could be wrong. Besides
mhm.
him being 40 now, but if you probably know the stats better than I do, but I don't think LeBron went into any of them playoff games at all ever scoring under 20 points.
He's had him. He scored under 20 a couple times against Miami. That was the one he gets criticized the most about. Not against Miami, against the Mavericks when they lost to Dirk. That first year with the Heat.
Okay.
Yeah,
But I
he had a
wasn't sure
couple
because
bad
he
games.
always
Yeah,
averaged. I
like
mean, the average always said like 20. So I mean,
yeah,
I
but
know
he
he.
had a couple bad games against Mavericks.
Okay,
He had
that
three
was a
bad
bad
ones for
take.
sure.
Well, I'll
Hmm.
take that back then. That's a bad take then. But
Oh, well, no bad thing. I mean, we sometimes it's just something. It's a lot of things. It's a lot of shit we don't know, especially me. You know what I'm saying? I'm literally just starting to get back into sports and have to do recaps and get
Hmm.
myself re-educated again, thanks to y'all. So you know,
Hmm.
it ain't no bad take. I mean, it is what
Yeah,
it is.
that's the
yeah,
question.
yeah, that magnifying glass on LeBron is just different. Because I've only ever seen him one time in person, and I get it. Like he's probably magnifying like Michael Jordan was. Like I went to a Memphis and Lakers game, and I couldn't take my eyes off LeBron. I've never seen a game look so easy to a player, and you just wonder why
Hmm.
he doesn't score 40 points a fucking game.
Hmm.
It looks too easy. Like everybody's really looking at, like I kid y'all not, everybody on the floor is looking at LeBron. You're
Hmm.
looking at LeBron, and then you see the size of him,
Hmm.
and he gets to the basket so easy. And you're like, why does he even shoot? He don't even need to shoot.
Hmm.
It's like child's play. The dude is like, I can't explain it. I was just like, holy shit,
And
is
that's
this?
another thing too. He's like, oh, he's a big old freight train. He's all big, blah blah blah. Because he don't look the six, make the game look sexy like Jordan did, where he got the nice little cool looking moves, the nice reverse layups, the weird, the body contortion and all the air ball control. And Jordan made it look good, but a lot of people don't remember before Jordan, everybody's favorite player who really made the game look sexy was fucking
Magic.
Julius Irvin.
Oh
No,
well, yeah.
Julius Irvin, Dr.
Julius Randle.
J.
Yeah, you
Dr.
right.
J.
Yeah,
Shit, Dr. J made but most of his prime years was in the ABA
yeah,
before he came to the NBA when he went to
yeah.
Philadelphia to the Sixers. But man, Julius Irvin was the big talk. He was a lot of people's. That's that one. And then, like you said, Mike, in Magic in the NBA, he was the guy. He was
Mm,
the. I mean, even though he had flashy passing, his game was ugly as shit. Cause
yeah.
Magic shot, it was weird looking. Even his free throw shot was ugly, but hey, he made it work. He just had that smile. But Magic running that fast break, one of the better show on in the NBA with him. Magic running the fast break with James Worthy on one side, Perkins, motherfucking Byron Scott, motherfucking Your boy Kareem towards the tail end of his career, running the lane. Michael Cooper. Man, that dude had jokers all around him, man. And this was a show. They put on a show for everybody, man.
Showtime.
Showtime Lakers, man. Yeah.
But my other one was, and I'm not familiar. I really got to get into it. I haven't been watching it at all, so I have no skin in the game. But maybe you do, Mac.
Mm.
But who is the GOAT of soccer? Between Ronaldo, Messi, and
I'm
who's the
going
older guy? Is it Pele?
Pele. I mean, Pele gets put down now because he was way back, and you got a lot of recency bias. Now, if you got people our age who've seen Pele, and a little older and have seen Pele, they'll always say him because they got real passionate fans. But you got the guys under 35, they're gonna go with either Ronaldo or Messi, because they're the most. Ronaldinho, he was up there too, but something happened. He was getting up there, but man, this I would say if I had to choose, even David Beckham once upon a time was considered a GOAT.
Yeah.
Once upon a time as
Mhm.
well. But once you start, once Messi and Ronaldinho, and then Cristiano Ronaldo came in, like that, they climb was kind of like how the tennis players climb was when you had Federer was dogging, then you had the dog chasing, then now you got Djokovic coming behind them, and Cristiano Ronaldo's like Djokovic. He's the one like I'm coming for you, Messi, like type shit now. So um, I would go Messi. I would go me if I had to choose. I would go Messi because this consistency. He wasn't the flashiest out of those three, but I liked his consistency.
Okay.
Just like with NASCAR, like my, I was a
Who
Jeff
was the
Gordon.
name? Who was the name in NASCAR? I forget. It's a common name. I always
Like,
forget who they.
see, I was a big Jeff Gordon fan, but then you had motherfucking the bornest racer of all time. What the fuck is his name? Something Johnson. Oh my god, this motherfucker will win, and it'd be like, why is he always winning? People did not like him because he just won. It's like, cause he had no nothing to him. He just, yeah, I went out there. Pitt gave me the best job, and they got the tires on fast, and I just went out there and did what I had to do, man. I blamed it all on the team, and it was just like, why did he win? Like you can get nothing out of him. Not Mark Martin. What the fuck was his name? God damn it. That shit gonna bother me. When I'm gonna look it up and I'm gonna come back to it. I can't think of dude's name, but he won all the time.
And I'm guessing then. I already know this one. I ain't gonna do too many, but I'm assuming hockey. It's Gretzky. I always hear Gretzky's
Oh
name.
man, ain't nobody gonna do that. I mean, Ovechkin. I mean, to the newer players, yeah. The newer watchers, yeah. Ovechkin probably would be, but bro, you got Wayne Gretzky got shit. This Ovechkin took 20 some years just to break the smaller record that Gretzky just got. The goals record. And look how many years it took him 20 some years just to get that. So no, man, it's Gretzky. That shit ain't even close. That shit ain't
Okay,
even close.
I'll take your word for it. That's
That
not my
shit ain't even
field.
close. And I trust me now. Alexander Ovechkin, I love him. Sidney Crosby, that was crazy how hockey got two people back to back like that. It was just like meant for them to get them to bring hockey back up a little bit. And they got drafted around the same time. Ovechkin and Sidney Crosby, man, that was awesome. But yeah,
All right, cool. I I Snap, what you got?
So for me, as far as the debate, I don't think it ever ends. But I just I think it's an era based thing. Like whoever era it is, I think
hmm
they should just do like a death match type thing, but not death. Just like put like with Jordan and LeBron. Let's say with Jordan and LeBron, right?
hmm
You know how rules have changed, all this other stuff changed. Let's take Jordan in his prime, put him LeBron era. Take LeBron in his prime and put him back in Jordan's era. with the rules and everything. That's the only way you'll really be able to like squash the debate of really who is great.
And
Because like Mac was saying, I mean, you grow up watching this one. Oh yeah, this my goat. All these other people trash, but rules change, players change, all this other stuff changes. So you really can't rule out like one goat except for Wayne Gretzky. But that's not number one. I mean, everybody else times change, man. It's like I
and
I
what
can't
kills
say I can't rule it out. Yeah, times change, man.
and what kills me, Snap, is this whole thing that they'll try to bring up, like, oh, if LeBron played in Michael Jordan's era, he'd be too soft. Who the fuck y'all think y'all talking to? It's LeBron James. Like, he would have still been doing the same shit with his same physique. He would have felt he would have fit right in with them
he
older
would he
guys.
he would have he would
Are
have
you
felt at
kidding me?
home. He
He'd
would
have
have
been the
felt
most athletic back then. What?
if anything, he would have had a hard time with the dirty players like Charles
Yeah, that's what I'm
Barkley and
saying. Yeah,
I
Charles
don't.
Barkley and
I think. I think
That's all people
LeBron's.
able to do.
Nah, LeBron's mindset, because he could do all this flopping shit, he do it in this era. You put him in that era, there ain't no flopping. That nigga like 260 pounds, he's dunking on you, bro. Like, I don't know why they get this whole thing like he's soft or something. He just do it because he can.
Fucking Karl Malone, but 10 times more athletic. Somebody that big coming at you.
What?
No, I feel you, Matt, but you come on, you gotta also keep in mind too. I'm not saying that LeBron won't have no hard time, but boy, they played dirty back in them days,
Yeah,
man.
that's all that. But see, that's the thing. That's the difference from back then compared to
yeah.
now. There's
Yeah,
no skill to do that. To play
no,
dirty.
no,
I
it's
mean,
not.
you had guys literally on teams just to foul. Look at Danny Ainge for the Celtics. His job was, all right, we got to protect Bird, McHale, Parrish, you know, Dennis Johnson. Danny, we need you to come out there and fuck with the best player on the other pro team. You're gonna get your ass whooped, but we just need you to do what you need to do.
Beat him up.
Beat
Bro,
him up. Danny
I'm
go
sorry.
out there and get swung on.
I'm
Motherfucking the Pistons, Rick Mahorn, Rodman, what's the white dude name is? Oh my goodness, oh my goodness, oh my goodness. I can't think of his name right now. Lambeer. The Jokers wasn't all that skill, especially Rick
No,
Mahorn.
they wasn't.
Jokers out there
I'm
just
telling
getting
you.
hard fouls.
That big freight train coming towards you like a LeBron, bro. I'm trying to tell you. I went back and they, they're making all these new videos of like LeBron's old game when he was like a rookie and shit.
Mm-hmm.
And with them handles that young man had, I seen him play. This is how I know he's athletic beyond years. I kid you not. It's not even photo. It's not even edited. Like, like somebody try to edit something to make it look crazy. This man dunked a particular ball when he was a rookie, and I promise you, this nigga's hand was at the top of the backboard, bro, when he dunked it. And you put that nigga in the air back then,
I mean,
he's smashing on it. He's 6'7", 6'8", 260 pounds. I don't understand why they think he'd have been soft.
nigga probably bigger
It
than
don't
that.
make
Think
sense.
about it. He's probably bigger than that. But it's just, I mean, you had that athleticism back then, man. And they're not saying a lot of these players didn't have athleticism, but it wasn't as abundant as it is now. Like every team has 5 or 6 guys on it that's truly athletic.
Even the
Back
Sixers
then, you
athletic in
might have
some
had,
ways, man.
yeah, exactly. Like back then, you might have had 1 or 2
Yeah.
that was like okay, but you had better overall. The really good basketball player was really good back then. But now it's like the basketball skill level is a lot different. They're not out here doing all these old crazy ass, reckless ass fouling no more, man. They trying to do things a little differently. I mean, you just had people back then that were just thugs, man. You had muggers, fucking muggers, dude. Like there's no skill in that. Oh, we played hard defense. There's no skill in throwing the motherfucker out the air. You know what I'm saying? What's
Getting
the
under them while they dunking to make them fall. Yeah.
yeah, I'm saying, yeah, it's like, but it is what it is, man. I do got a question for all y'all, though.
Shoot.
Before, I think Mike got to go before we ask you. I'm waiting till he finish his point.
He disappeared for a minute.
Yeah.
Oh,
But, no, you know what? That's this was probably a smoother conversation we had because it's funny how we all, and I know we're different in age, but
Hmm.
it's kind of funny that the consensus is that people are really leaning towards LeBron being the GOAT.
I mean, I'm pretty sure if it get clipped up and people see this, they're gonna think, "Man, y'all crazy as fuck." But I mean,
They say Michael Jordan because of his mentality, and I get that.
uh,
That's a strong consideration because Michael Jordan's mentality was one of the greatest mentalities. Even though he might have been an asshole back then, but that dude literally did not like to lose. He had an iron mentality. Not
yeah.
saying LeBron don't. LeBron does, but he gets flack because
Hmm.
there's times you see he did give up. But it'd be
Well,
like the team that be around him. He's just like, damn, I can't do every fucking thing.
I had to do everything. Like you say, another thing too. What if Jordan would have grew up in the social media? People might have looked at him differently.
Shit.
That's what I'm saying, man. It's kind of
He
hard to say.
can hide a lot of the stuff he was doing. He smoking
Yeah,
cigars, cheating on his wife. Out here got babies from another lady. You
Look, the
know,
flu
and
game when he was really just drunk.
yeah, all this stuff. I mean, it's a lot of stuff that he got away with that LeBron probably couldn't because everybody's got a magnifying glass on you now. You got too much accessibility to celebrities and athletes now, so it's a harder argument to you
And
know for him. But I mean, his likability could be low based on what we could know because like there's a lot of stuff Jordan ain't finna come out and just say and do. We
right.
all know we all heard stories from other people saying he's an asshole, he's the ultimate competitor, and blah blah blah. But you don't hear him talk about it. The most
yeah.
we ever heard Michael Jordan talk was when the documentary, the the
The
documentary,
Last Dance.
Last Dance
It
documentary.
was a
That was
good
the most
documentary too.
it was, and that was probably the
Yeah.
most you would ever see
Don't talk. Yep.
him talk ever. You know what I'm saying? And then after that you had even though Pippen and Horace Grant and all them had beef and shit afterwards. After that was over with, all this nonsense they coming up with now that they was quiet for years. They was out there sounding like the motherfuckers who be talking about, oh, he so and so raped me 20 years later. Like they was sounding like that. Oh, I couldn't stand his ass. Like, well, why are you coming out with this now?
Yeah. Let Pippen tell him he was better than Jordan.
Oh man, Pippen on some kind of shit. Whatever
Pippen.
that shit he was selling, that alcohol he was selling, he was on that shit hard. That little tour run he was doing, he was just saying shit. And I like Scotty, but Scotty be on some other shit
And
sometimes, man.
why do they act like that team that was constructed around Michael Jordan wasn't like one of the greatest teams constructed? Like you literally had the best rebounder in the league, and then you had a secondary shooter in Scottie Pippen that wasn't a fucking joke. Like that team, just them three alone is, I
And
think, is a better constructed team than when they try to compare it to LeBron, uh,
the the the
Kevin
person
Love, and Kyrie Irving.
the person that nobody ever talks about, and which was like criminally underrated, was Ron Harper. Niggas don't understand. Ron Harper was a motherfucking monster, dog.
Oh, he was there
Ron,
when you needed him.
Ron Harper ain't the only one they don't talk about. They don't talk about B.J. Armstrong neither.
But
No.
then,
Wait, Harper, what team was he on?
He was on
Ron
the Bulls. He was on
Ron
the
Harper,
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Bulls.
Harper was on the Bulls, but
Yeah.
Ron Harper took like the ultimate backseat because Ron Harper used to be a 26, 7 point a game scorer when he played for the Cavaliers. He
And
was
he had
he
Steve
was
Kerr.
a monster, and then he came to the Bulls and took a second, third, fourth role and just played his game, just
Hey,
played
check
what did what he
cleared,
needed
man.
to
Check
do.
cleared.
Check.
Because before Steve Kerr, that was fucking B.J. Armstrong.
Yeah.
B.J. Armstrong
Yeah,
was their fucking top 3-point
Yeah, it
shooter
was.
shit,
before
man.
Kerr
Nah,
came
Yeah,
down.
shit,
man.
before him, you had
The Bulls had a squad, bro. Let's just keep it a
before
buck.
PJ Armstrong, you had John Paxson. John
Yeah,
Paxson,
John Paxson too. Yeah.
piece too.
Because what was his hardest go up against? Michael Jordan. Was it the Suns when it was Charles Barkley and
I mean, even though they won, even
or
though
like Reggie Miller and
his hardest. I mean, yeah, on the team that could have truly beat them, truly had a chance to beat them, would have been Utah.
Mm-hmm.
They were the only team that truly pushed them to like 6 games. Everybody else was like, "It is what it is." Even when they went against the Seattle Supersonics, they were just young. They was kind of like how OKC was, like super young. You had Kemp and Peyton. They was 5 years into the league, 4 years into the league.
And you could probably put some truth to this, Mac. Is it true? Because people, they got fed up with the talks, of who the GOAT is, but there was like, Michael Jordan really only got these. I'm not being disrespectful. Don't kill me, fans or people in the comments. But they was trying to say like, yeah, the reason why Michael Jordan got all those rings is because by the time he started winning is when all the good players were old.
Yeah, I said that. I said that
Yeah,
a couple episodes ago.
Matt said that. Matt said that before in a couple podcasts.
And yeah, I think that's very interesting to think about. I was like, well, damn,
Yeah, because Michael Jordan was getting his ass kicked royally.
Think about all the people who won championships. The Pistons, all the teams he got beat up on. L.A. Pistons,
Boston.
Boston, all of them was winning championships.
And had to go get that man from the Pistons, my man.
Yeah, when they
Dennis
got
Rodman.
well, Dennis went to the Spurs before
Mhm.
he went to the Bulls because he couldn't get along. He wasn't getting along over there in San Antonio. Vinny Del Negro and them. They had to get rid of his ass. He was wilding. That was that Madonna. That was that going into that Madonna era. Dennis was really tripping.
Mm.
But I mean, that's like it is with a lot of sports, man. You have to. It's just called changing of the guard, man. It's called changing of the guard. Once the old guard go down and get a little old, he go to the new guy. I mean that happens in every sport, man.
And that's what we slowly seeing what's going on in the NBA right now. Like
Yeah.
like I said it before, and I told Matt this, and I told Quisha this. I told Mac and Quisha this. I'm telling y'all this right now. If OKC takes championship gold right now, it's over. it's over.
Hold OKC back from being over like that is income, because they're gonna have to start paying these players, and that's the only thing. That's the only problem, because you finna have to get SJ close to $500 million deal. You finna get Chet Holmgren a close to $200 million deal. You got lucky. You got lucky that Jalen Williams signed a deal early to where he had 100 and something million. But you got to keep the main nucleus around. But that money, man, and them for being a small market team, who knows if they're going to be trying to do that luxury tax thing?
Yeah,
That's going to be tough, because what's the name finna break up? Watch what I say. That Boston team, them people that just bought that team, them people ain't finna pay the luxury tax for that team who just bought Boston. Them people, that shit finna look real different next year. Watch.
I got a hard take on that though, but I hate to say it on this podcast, but my hard take, I think we're about to see a Pacers championship, bro.
I mean, we very cool.
We might. You
Yeah,
know
what a fucking upset that would be.
we might, but it's going back to the changing of the guard, bro.
Like, they play tonight.
Everybody in the league, everybody that's at the top of their game right now, like Curry, LeBron, they up there in age now, bro.
Bro, like, this team, I'm telling y'all, there's like some black voodoo magic on the fucking Pacers, bro. They have such a good fucking team. Like, y'all, OKC, y'all just lost to these niggas and they had 19 turnovers in the first half, bro. You think they're gonna do that shit again? And they can run with them boys. They both young teams, but man, I'm scared for OKC. Yeah, I hate to say that too. That's a hard take.
But hey, it's all good, man, because the prime thing is the majority of the bigger thing is we got two new teams in the finals. Hey, cutie, we got two new teams in the finals. That's one.
Yeah.
Two young teams at that. So it's about to be the changing of the guard. Ain't no hard take in that neither. That's not a hard take. That's just facts.
That's facts.
It's a changing of the guard now, like right now. So whoever wins this championship between the Pacers and OKC, it's a possibility that we might see a repeat of that next year. You know what I'm saying? We might, depending on how the league restructures every fucking thing. Because you already know once they always restructure the league based on whoever wins. So they always got to go on a whole restructuring thing and all of that shit. So you know how
Yep.
that goes.
They got to do a balance patch.
Exactly.
Pass, yeah.
Exactly. A balance patch. Oh, we got to nerf this team. We
Yeah.
got to do this thing.
Yep.
we got
Boston couldn't get nerfed, bro. They couldn't nerf that.
we got to buff this team.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Right.
just upset.
I got a quick question for everybody.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Who y'all GOATs are in basketball, football, wrestling, and tennis?
Let's see.
You said wrestling?
Wrestling for me.
Oh, wrestling. Okay, you talking about?
I will
Never
start with
mind.
basketball first. Right now, I can't say much on basketball right now, but I could definitely say in a respective tone that I do respect everything that LeBron has done. So I could say LeBron for me for right now. Like if we're look, but at the same time, see when everybody was so hell bent on back when Jordan back in the Jordan days was playing, I was a huge BJ Armstrong fan. Like overall, I love BJ Armstrong, man. That nigga, that little short, fast motherfucker, that nigga was awesome. And whenever they passed it to him, he was also a great player. So I looked up to BJ back then. So before I even liked Jordan, I liked the BJ Armstrong. But for basketball, I would definitely say LeBron. Football for me, Barry Sanders. Barry Sanders to me will always be the greatest running back of all time. I don't care what nobody say. I stand 10 toes down on that. If anybody got something to say, come at me. Barry Sanders, best running back of all time. In tennis, I was an Arthur Ashe guy, so I enjoy Arthur Ashe for that
Damn,
year. So,
Damn.
so I enjoy Arthur Ashe, man. Don't call me. Don't do that, man. Don't do that back, man.
I'm fucking with you, man. Arthur Ashe. Shit.
Yeah,
I
man.
got you.
I know that's old, but
I got
but,
you.
but far as wrestling go, and even though no matter how much you try to erase his name from history, Chris Benoit will always be my goat.
Okay.
Chris Benoit will always be that. I understand that a lot of fans that listening to that and listening to me say that will have a huge bunch of disagreement with,
Mhm.
but I also understand the shit that he did was wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Everything that he did was wrong. I totally agree with you on that. But
Mm-hmm.
we're talking about Chris Benoit, the wrestler,
Mm-hmm.
and everything that he's done in the ring and
Mm-hmm.
what he's accomplished in the ring. That's what we were talking about. That's the Chris Benoit that I will always love and always respect. So Chris Benoit will always be my GOAT, no matter what.
Okay. About you, Snap. Who your GOATs are, man? Basketball,
Uh,
football, wrestling, tennis.
okay, so
If you don't have a
basketball.
tennis one, this you can name another sport that you really like.
No, I got a tennis.
Okay.
Okay, so basketball is I'm based off me because I didn't really watch. I'm gonna have to go with Jordan because I didn't really watch LeBron. Like I wasn't watching
That's fair.
basketball then, so
That's
all I could
fair.
see was Jordan, and to me, he's the goat. That's why I did the whole error thing. But so I would say him with that football. Emmett Smith. Sorry, Mike, I gotta say Emmett.
That's fair. I
Uh,
know because you Dallas, so you got to represent.
yeah, yeah.
You Dallas, so you got to represent.
I'm an Emmett guy too, but Barry Sanders was here. If Barry Sanders would have had Emmett offensive line,
Nigga, say that again, man. Say that one more time so everybody can hear that shit.
Barry
Yeah,
Sanders had the offense, the Great Wall of Dallas, like Emmett Smith had, it'd have been over. He'd have had them crazy unbreakable records like how Jerry Rice got. So yeah,
Hmm.
I'm with you.
Okay. For tennis, say Serena Williams. Multiple reasons.
Nah,
Thickness, loveliness.
Yeah.
cat suit.
Love,
The cat suit.
we,
I think
Yeah,
everybody had that.
Serena.
we love you,
Top
Serena.
tier.
We love,
Respectfully.
respectfully.
Man, for me with wrestling it's kind of hard.
It's
Like,
hard, man. It is. It's hard.
because man, the people I enjoy, like,
Because the era that we grew up in, man, when it comes to those sports that Matt named, it was a lot of it was a lot of
yeah.
golden and primetime era, man. It was a
Mhm.
lot. So it's
Okay.
hard.
Yeah. To narrow it down, though, I can say, you know what? Yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and say Macho Man. I enjoy me some Macho
Okay.
Man. Yeah.
Okay. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, Macho Man. Yeah, I enjoyed him. I used to watch him all the time when he would come on. I wouldn't miss none of his matches.
Oh, nigga, I wouldn't miss Macho Man matches or Pro Bowls, nigga.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Macho
he
Man
was
was
all,
fucking awesome,
never knew
boy.
what he was saying.
No, no, it was good. It was. I used to like when he used to be whispering, then he just burst out with something
Yeah,
real loud.
You know what me, Gene?
yeah,
So, and then that motherfucker.
Yep,
yes,
yep, yep,
yeah.
yep.
Man,
Macho
good
Man was
God.
awesome.
Know what I mean, Gene?
Rest in peace, Macho Man, man.
Yeah.
Rest in peace, Macho Man.
Mine's
Right.
just gonna be y'all gonna look at me like, what the fuck?
Well,
The comments gonna be
you
this
gotta look
might
at
get
it.
clipped
Bill.
up.
No, it
This
ain't
might.
gonna get clipped because you forgot we lived in the golden era. We lived in the
True,
golden
but my
era.
goats, like I'm doing my personal goats,
Yeah,
Go
my
that's what I'm saying.
for it.
Personal.
Go
favorite, my
for it.
greatest
Yeah,
of all times.
go
Yeah.
ahead. Go for
So
Still getting clipped up.
it.
Yeah, yeah. That part ain't getting clipped, but yeah, go ahead.
I'm gonna change one of them just because I'm be honest, I didn't watch the sport like that, so I would have just said Serena Williams for tennis, but I'm gonna change that one anyway.
Change the sport. Yeah, you can change
Uh,
the sport.
but for basketball, I think this one's normal. I'm gonna just go with LeBron because I lived through that era. I'm pretty young, so I've never seen somebody do what he's doing for 25 years and at a high caliber like that. Damn rings, just him just getting there and performing and being a great role model. LeBron James, like
Okay.
yeah. For football, unpopular belief because he never won shit, but nobody captivated me more to watch than Reggie Bush.
Okay. That's
I
a
love I
that's
love me some Reggie Bush, like from his USC highlights to the league.
Mhm.
I it's almost like a Barry Sanders moment for me. Like I don't think we'll ever see somebody that raw. I mean, somebody will eventually come up because the game always advances. But what Reggie Bush did for the league when he was in there, man.
He was a great college running back. I will give that. He was also amazing college running back. Him and Lindell White probably still had the best, maybe the best college backfield ever. But
Yeah, that is just Reggie Bush is my
I
goal.
got you.
There's actual real other people say, but
I got
for
you.
me, Reggie, uh, for wrestling. It's funny when you said this because I don't know why in my mind I thought it was talking like literally wrestling,
You thought of yeah,
but
regular wrestling.
I was like I ain't never watched that like that. But my
Mhm.
personal goal would probably be Eddie Guerrero.
Yes.
a
Nothing
damn
wrong with
good
Yeah.
that.
that's a damn good choice, man.
Nothing wrong with that one.
Ain't nothing wrong with
Yeah,
that, man.
I love me some Eddie Guerrero. I hate what happened to him, but
Yeah.
And we lost him, Benoit, we Kanyon. It's a lot of motherfuckers we lost early, man. We lost so many good wrestlers early, bro. It don't make no sense. Not just wrestlers, but just athletes as in general as a whole. We lost a lot of them too early, bro.
Mhm.
And it's a crime because I know
yeah,
for a fact if Eddie was probably still be wrestling.
Mhm.
Eddie would probably still be wrestling today. If he won't be wrestling, he will be helping develop talent.
Mhm.
He would be helping develop the talent.
Oh
And
Yeah.
my
the,
gosh.
and the same with Chris Benoit as well. Like
Yeah,
I can just imagine Chris Benoit. I can just imagine Chris Benoit having like a tag match with Daniel Bryan. That shit would be that shit would have been fucking awesome, bro. Both of them coming off the top rope with the diamond headbutt on somebody. Nigga, that shit would have been cool, bro. Awesome. It was just would have been awesome to see that.
Mhm.
So
But
And
can you imagine that storyline would be if Eddie Guerrero was still here when Dom before Dom first turned on Ray? That whole
Mm-hmm.
Ray, Eddie,
bro,
Dom,
bro,
'cause you know that thing been going forever. You know,
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
and who's your daddy on the pole? I mean, Dom on a pole match, man. That's what we got to get.
man. That's
it
cool.
Mm-hmm.
I guess the last sport I'll change it out. Uh, sort of paid attention to it casually, but snowboarding, carrot top.
Oh
Sean
yeah,
White. Talking about
Yep.
Shaun
Sean
White.
White.
Yep.
hmm
Okay.
I'm not wrong with
All right.
Sean White.
He the
Ain't
one who
nothing
made me
wrong with that.
want to do snowboarding. To be honest with you,
Yeah,
Yeah.
he was awesome. He still is awesome.
Yeah.
hmm
Damn, I want to do some
Yeah.
more of those, like goats of all the sports, man. Because I can go into the, that's considered extreme sport. I can go into that bag too. I love a lot of the extreme. I used to be a big X Games fan, dude. I used to love watching me some X Games, man.
Now
The BM.
I used to watch a lot of the X Games stuff, but I lost track of it, man. But
Oh
when I
man,
did watch it, this shit was fun. It was
mm-hmm.
and
always fun.
I was so hurt when I found out Dave Mirra and them had killed themselves, and I
Yeah,
was like,
that sucked.
yeah, man. Man, I used to love me some skating, man. I remember when Mike Brown did on the big jump. That motherfucker flew up in the air and he lost control. He was in the air on the big jump and he came down so hard his goddamn shoes went off, flew off his feet. Y'all remember that shit?
Yeah.
God damn.
Yeah.
I'm sitting in the chat. That man
Nigga,
hit the ground so hard his
I
damn
thought,
shoes went flying.
yeah,
Oh my
that shit was
god.
painful.
Oh, I thought he was dead. That bitch got up. I don't know how he got up.
Straight wipeout. But
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
That's
those
what's
would have
up.
been my goats, man.
That's what's up.
What you got, Matt? I'm gonna hear yours.
Oh,
You trying to say yours?
He kind
I
of said
kind of did. I
his from the thing. He kind
LeBron. I go LeBron with basketball. Jerry Rice for football. Let me tell you something real quick about Jerry Rice. I'm just going just the yards alone, not even touchdowns, just the yards. He leads the NFL in yards, 22,895 yards. The next closest to him has 17,400.
Who
Who
was
that?
that?
Larry Fitzgerald.
Damn. Damn, Larry was good.
Everybody on this top tens list is either retired. Shit, everybody on the top 16, well, shit, and is not a current player in the league in the top 20 on this list right now.
That's
Oh,
So,
crazy.
receiving yards.
he, yeah, just receiving yards. I ain't even talking about the 200 touchdowns he got. I'm just talking about just receiving yards.
Yeah, because they're already throwing. You know, the quarterback's trying to run all the time now.
It ain't even that.
of.
Hey, Jerry played in the early to mid 80s, man. They
Yeah.
ain't even throw the ball like that back
Where
then.
is
Yeah.
Tyreek on that list?
Nowhere to be found.
Nowhere to be found. Oh, damn.
Tyreek Hill ain't even in the top 20. The next
Damn.
closest person would have been 16 is Julio Jones, who you might have seen recently. And Andre Johnson, number 11.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Jerry NFL. We got LeBron NBA, Jerry NFL, wrestling, Bret Hart. Not even close to me. I don't. As much as I love a lot of these wrestlers, man, it still won't be close.
I agree. I mean, Bret Hart is one of a kind, man.
Uh,
He's one of a kind, man.
yeah, that's my dog. That's how me and James. I
Bret
had put
Hart.
James. On.
Bret
You
Hart
said
was he? Who was Bret Hart again?
Bret Hart, Canadian, the best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be, man. The excellence of execution, man.
With the sharpshooter on, used to have little shades. He
Undefeated.
used to go put shades on the little kids in the
Yeah,
front
the pink and
row.
black.
He's
Yeah,
all pink and black.
the pink and
I'm gonna
black
look him up.
attack.
I'm gonna look him
Pink,
up because
Only person made pink and black look cool, man. Man, motherfucker used to wear pink.
hey,
Made pink look cool,
he,
man.
he made Pink look cool as fuck. I agree with you on that. Like,
Yeah.
Brett is the
Um,
only motherfucker that I know that. Hey, all right, Brett. I'll rock Pete with you.
Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
I'll rock
yeah,
Pete with you, Brett.
yeah. Brett had that going. Tennis. Roger Federer. It's man, it was tough, man, because I used to be a big Pete Sampras fan, but then I just found out how once I watched Federer dismantle Pete, and I was like, damn, that motherfucker on a different level, man. That's a different type of ass whooping that man just took. Then he did it again, and I was like, yeah, they ain't even the same. That's a different type of guy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but that was like the changing of the guard period, right, Matt? When
Man,
that
he took
happened,
it wasn't
right?
no change. They took that shit. They'll just snatch. Man, give me this shit. You sorry ass, you sorry ass motherfucker. He beat his ass like that. Like, give me your shit, nigga. Give me your shit.
Yeah,
You
but
what?
Mac, it was. I know, I understand what you're saying, man, but it was still doing like that changing of the guard period, man, because Pete was up, because Pete was there. He
Yeah,
was there until Federer came along, and then Federer
yeah.
just he was just hungry, man. Federer was just he was just hungry, man. He was like, it's my time. He pretty
Man,
much was like, my
that
time,
shit
nigga.
for me. And the
Y'all keep
dog
going,
shit.
y'all. This, I'm sorry.
Huh?
Oh,
I gotta tell you, I've been holding it. The rain finally stopped.
Oh, okay, you good. But yeah, so yeah, never mind, never mind.
so you good, man. That's awesome, man. All right, we got anything else before we move on to the next one?
Mm-mm. I'm alright.
All right, cool beans. All right, cool. So let's go ahead and move on to screens and sounds. Why does gender/race matter in movies? The gender swap. I forgot to put the swap in there. Yeah, I did put it in there.
You put
Why-
swap.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure. It's been a long morning. Why does this matter in movies? And I believe we probably would have to change it out now because I believe Vibe finna get ready
Yeah,
to go with
Bob
some.
was first. Yeah, he was up.
Okay.
You next, Mike. If you want to go.
Me personally, no, I could go because the shit don't bother me none. Because the gender swap and the gender and race swap, that shit don't bother me, man. I just don't understand why people make such a huge deal about it. Because I'm just at a loss. Like only people that I know that's making a big huge deal about it is, I guess they don't want to see woke shit or whatever that is. I don't know. Like the only gender swap that I'm irritated with is probably Taskmaster in the Marvel universe. That's probably the only one that I don't understand why did they do that with. That's the only one that I feel like I'm cool with. But like the shit that they did with the Little Mermaid and all of that stuff, I'm like, I don't get it. I really don't. I mean, it's still a Disney classic. You're still getting the same premise. It's just a different actress. It's just a different actress doing it in her. They're doing it in their own image.
You know why they had a problem with the Little Mermaid?
I know why, but it's just stupid, bro. I'm like, we shouldn't have to be. We should not even. This should not even be a conversation to a certain degree. Now, I would see something like that a big deal with a major character like Taskmaster because a lot of people don't believe. You know, a lot of people don't know Taskmaster is a huge character in Marvel. So I could understand that's the only one that I could possibly understand. And they
Shit,
make it,
the mermaid huge too. Now you know,
yeah, it
little
is. I mean,
girl.
Little Mermaid is too. And then it looks like we getting the female Silver Surfer as well. And it looks like they're making a big deal about that. And I'm like, I don't care. As long as the movie's good.
I didn't know the Silver Surfer was a female once upon a time in the
Yeah,
comics.
that's what I'm
That's
saying.
one Silver Surfer, so
Yeah,
Yeah, so I'm like, I don't know. I'm like, I just shake my head at it all because
mhm.
it's like it's pointless to have this discussion. Now, well, I ain't gonna say it's pointless. I'm It's pointless to have it in certain discussions. That's what I'm gonna say. but people just need to get off their high horse, get their head out their asses, and enjoy the show. Now, if the movie's bad, then of course you always allowed to voice your opinion if the movie's terrible, and that's what you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
You're supposed to criticize the movie if it's terrible, and if the roles didn't fit right. But
Yeah.
if it's good and it's straight, and you're just making a big fuss just because this person is black or this person is white or this person is this and that person is that, and the movie's good, then you just bitching for no reason. You just making unnecessary noise. And you
Mhm.
just need to shut the fuck up. That's all I got. That's my take on it. Bob, what you got?
My bad, I came in at the wrong time.
You good?
So I'm looking at our segment here. Why does the gender race swap matter? Are you talking
Yeah,
about like for like
in movies, just in movies in general, man. Just in
It's
movies.
very
I'm trying to understand the question more because I missed what you said.
Okay, so like you know how they made a big deal about Little Mermaid when she was black, when they decided
Okay.
to do a black actress.
All
You know,
right.
just an example about that.
I'm kind of twisted on that one because like I'm gonna be honest. If I'm being honest, in certain, specifically in nostalgic movies or franchises, I do think they should stick more to the script versus going off script and casting
Mhm.
whomever. Because if I'm being honest, like for example, I wouldn't care to see a black person be 007.
I would.
You know, I just like it because it's a British thing, you know, and it's like I don't know how to really describe it. Like I wouldn't have a real issue with it. Like, all right, cool.
You
But
just
like,
you just
you know
wouldn't want
that
it.
or like
It's just
oh go ahead.
no. I was saying you just looking at it like it ain't no major thing. It's not a. It wouldn't be a major thing if a
Yeah, I don't. I
black
just because
person.
I don't have a problem with it because it'd be weird. Like if they did it, I don't too much care for them. It matters to me for in a sense, but not really in the big scheme of things. But like, I wouldn't want to see them recast like a Captain America. I want to really want to see a recast of like Spider Man. It'd be cool if we did it,
Mhm.
but you'd have to rewrite the story so much for it to be a different face. Like, say if Spider Man was a Latino or a black, you know what I'm saying? Like, or Puerto Rican or something like that out of New York.
Shit,
It'd be cool. It'd be
We got
fly.
that already. Spider
I
Verse.
think, yeah, we got multiple Spider-Mans that they still ain't introduced yet.
Yeah, but I wouldn't too much care for it. I think certain roles, I can see why they try to keep it in a pocket. And I see why people are up in arms in it because it's just going to be too far off. But I guess at the same time, when I say that, with these particular movies like Marvel stuff, like I just mentioned, it's no real gender to it because it came from a comic. But some stuff is just so iconic with certain roles and certain races
Mhm.
that it just be weird that they did switch it up.
Mhm.
That's the best way I can kind of describe it. Like I don't want it to change too much because it just be weird. Like I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, I can get what you're saying, far as like regular stuff concerned, but as far as like when we get into like the comic books and superheroes and all of this stuff, like far as DC and Marvel or any other comics that we get into, you know what I'm saying? That officially like happened if it actually happened in the comic book, then yeah,
Yeah.
I'm like
Yeah, like
I'm cool with that.
but we can get too crazy. Like imagine no discard. I'm just gonna say it though. But imagine
What?
if Spider Man was a woman or if Captain America was a woman.
We
Nothing
got that.
against women, but it's just like it'd be weird if 007 was a woman.
They got that dude. They got a Captain Carter. and
Yep.
got
Yeah,
Spider
I don't too
Gwen.
much care for because they tried it with the spider web women, Spider Main or whatever that movie was
You
that
talking
nobody
about
saw.
Madam Web?
Adam
Yeah,
Webb.
ain't nobody watched that shit.
No, but
Nobody.
Yeah, but
she's a real she's a
but
big
Madam,
character.
the thing about Madam Web is, and I'm gonna come out and just say that Sony just asked that movie, honestly and truly, because Madam Web ain't even a fighter or anything
Mm,
like that. Madam
Mm,
Web is more of a prophet character.
yeah.
She's the one that helps develops. She the ones that start helping Spider-Man later on, like when Spider-Man is further along in his life and all of this
yeah,
shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So Madam Web is more like a guiding,
got a mentor.
like a
She got a
mentor
Yeah,
mentor for
guiding
him.
this shit. So
Mhm.
they was trying to do the origin story of Madam Web, which that's fine, but Sony,
The execution.
you
like
fucked up.
another example. I would absolutely hate it if they recasted Blade as a white person. I'm sorry. Like I'm just like nah. Like just keep it black, baby. Like
See, see how you feel about that. That's how white people feel about us getting recasted as they people.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah,
how you
yeah.
feel? Because I could like me when I was going
I
when I
get
was
it. Like I
yeah
get it.
I hate it. This topic right here I can't stand it. I'm like this, bro. Whatever color they originally was supposed to be, let them be that. To keep down confusion, to keep down the drama,
Agreed.
just let it be. Don't force Snow White to be black. If you want a princess to be black, make a black princess. Give her her own movie.
And they
Make
have
her
them.
her name.
They have them. They have black princesses. That's
Yeah,
Yeah,
Tiana, Princess Tiana. Just use her. But
Jasmine.
Jazz and yeah, stuff like that. Just like with fucking making James Bond a black guy. He could be a British black guy. No, leave that shit fucking be. Let it just
Yeah.
no. We don't need that. We don't need because that's going to number one. You pretty much telling the fan base we're going somewhere new. Number two, a lot of people ain't finna get on board with that. You're not finna create
Yeah,
new fans for that with that. Just we want to get the black audience. You're not gonna get the black audience because they're gonna be like you pandering to us. I mean, no,
yeah.
no, I don't want to watch that because in my head, if they tell me James Bond finna be black, I'm not gonna lie to you. I probably wouldn't want to go watch the movie. Dog. This
Like
be
where they gonna shoot it at? Africa?
I
He gonna
I
stick
don't
out like
want
a sore thumb.
I don't want to watch the movie because I know it's not
is
gonna
he
be what I was
is
But
this
accustomed.
they got somebody who could play that role though. I get y'all
Yeah,
point.
have somebody who can play that role, but give him a role. Make that motherfucker 007.
Like a villain or
Triple,
something.
make him
Like
something else.
well 007 is like it's just a code. Like
The
don't let
code.
it be James Bond. Like
Yeah,
007 whoever. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? Leroy Johnson, 007. And
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
fine. Don't
okay,
freaking have it him as James Bond.
Perfect
yeah,
example.
I get what you're saying.
Perfect
I get
example.
what you're saying.
Yesterday, I went and seen the ballerina movie, which was freaking awesome, dog. She was no John Wick at all. That was her movie. That was her movie,
I like
and
that you said that.
it was two things that really made. I get in that before we get off. I get in that in another section of the screens and sound thing. But if you gonna make something, make it opposite of this person. Her fighting style was different from John. Her kill style was different from John. Everything was different. They had something different. Then they were like, oh, whatever, whatever. Who else you got? They had the idea. What the black girl name is? They were trying to put her as a somebody. They backed out on that. Damn, it ain't coming to me. Fuck, I can't remember it. But I keep it like comic books, for instance. Yeah, if there was a color swap or if there was a gender change in the comic book, I'm fine with that. A
Yeah,
lot of
the,
people don't notice that because a lot of people don't keep up with the comics or whatever. Just like the Silver
yeah,
Surfer thing, there was a female Silver Surfer before.
yeah,
You know, I'm fine with they casting a female as Silver Surfer. A lot of fans might not be because they only know him as a dude.
yeah.
Only and and then I know and this is another thing that I'm gonna just touch on this very very briefly. They tried to change Superman's you know whole
Yeah, Yeah,
preference
I
what
know
he
what you're talking
likes.
about.
And I'm
Yeah,
like, come on, bro. Come on, bro. We don't need him in the air wearing the drawers doing that. No, we don't need that, bro. But
in
that's
other
all.
words, what Mac is trying to say, they tried to make Superman very happy, and
Oh,
Sugar
and
Man.
yeah, so
sugar
and
man.
and, and don't do that.
I'm dead.
That's what Mac was that's what Mac was trying to say. We try to keep it civilized here,
Yeah,
so
yeah. It's like no, man,
we
bro.
try
But
to make
I'm
Superman.
done. I'm
It'd be
done.
weird. Yeah, it'd be weird if like Wolverine was black.
No, it's like, come on, man. Why? It's like, why are we doing this? What is the purpose
Yeah,
of doing this?
yeah, you pandering to us on purpose.
It's like, why are you doing this, dog?
I
That's
think I've seen
it's
some
gonna turn
gifs
into a
online.
parody. It's
I
gonna
think
turn
I
into
seen some.
a parody.
I think I seen some false gifs online of them talking about they was gonna make Black Panther a white person. I forgot the actor they said. I said y'all better not. I wish the fuck y'all would.
I seen that too, Tim. You ain't the only one. I seen that too.
Nigga, we will
I
be
ain't even
up in
click on
arms.
it. I ain't even click on it. I was just like, really? Why are they doing this?
Like, don't even play with us like that. Don't even. I wish I would see a white person. Wakanda forever. Oh hell
They
no.
don't, they don't, they don't, they don't give us 2 months and then they're gonna take what they do give us away. Come on, man. Come on, man.
They set that man up. It'd be like he's saying nigga the whole movie. Like,
Hard R, hard
Snap,
R.
With the
Snap.
hard R.
What what you got, Snap?
So I it don't really matter to me, but I mean, as far as the superhero movies, Marvel and everything, they got an easy out. They can say, "Hey, multiverse or different Earth or the Earth type
Yeah,
thing."
Mhm.
That's an easy out for them. What my biggest problem with it is hopefully, I think it is true, but like when they do a swap, not even I wouldn't say a swap, just like Robert Downey Jr. Now everybody know him as Iron Man. Why
Mhm.
make him Doom? Like you're in the same, like it's the same thing. It doesn't like he's already Iron Man. I don't understand if they do make him Doom. It to me it wouldn't make any sense. I hope it's a joke, but to me that wouldn't make any sense because eventually that Fantastic Four is going to be in the same timeline. So it's kind of weird to me. But like if you're gonna do it, don't do it like that. Doesn't make any sense to me. Just like how they keep swapping the actors, making this okay. Like was it Fantastic Four? You know, we had Captain America. He was also Fantastic Four member too. He was Johnny Storm at one point.
yeah.
So that don't like, but good thing is that Fantastic Four failed. And all of them failed. So
and
I
it
guess
kind of
that really
sucks.
don't matter.
'Cause, look,
But
we seen they tried to do my bad snap. I ain't
no,
even.
no, go ahead, go ahead.
It sucks because they keep trying to do this shit. Like they did it. Like there's certain people that play a role so good that they are that character in real life now.
Yeah,
Like when they try to redo Captain America, I seen that new movie. All
Mhm.
respect to my man's, my black guy. I forget his name.
Anthony Mackie.
Anthony
It
Yeah.
was
Mackie,
a cool movie, but the
Yeah.
entire time I'm watching, I'm like, this is not Captain America.
not my cap.
My
Mhm.
Captain America is white. I'm sorry.
Mhm.
Like he's
Mhm. It is.
like it
It
looks funny.
is.
It's like
It
why is he
is.
holding that shield, bro? Like stop.
Because when he originally, and he's supposed to be, isn't Bucky supposed to be the next Captain America before?
Well, in the comments, how it happened, he did. Bucky did become Captain America before Falcon did, but then after Bucky passed down, after Bucky put down the shield, Bucky passed it on to Falcon.
Yeah.
That Falcon was the third person to become Captain.
Okay.
So it was Bucky first, and
Mhm.
and that's what we supposed to semi got
Yeah.
in the Winter Soldier and Captain America thing because they got that part right. The part that where Bucky was fighting his demons about everything that he did in the past. That was happening during the time that Bucky took up the mantle of Captain America. That was going on during that period.
Yeah, and I think they should definitely step away from recasting people that are already a staple in specifically like say superhero movies, that
Yeah,
they shouldn't recast them as other superheroes. Like I don't
Yeah,
want to see Captain America as another superhero. I don't
that's
want to
what
see
I'm saying.
Robert Downey Jr. as another superhero. I don't want to see um, Guardian of the Galaxy dude as a different superhero. Like it just don't make sense. Like bro, we know you for this.
Mhm,
Just go find the next person.
mhm.
well, that part of that is part of that is mainly on the actors too, Tim,
Yeah, they
because
get tired of being the same person.
they get tired of, they don't want to be known for just that character because they feel in their mindset they like, all right, you know me for this, but man, I did this movie and that movie and that movie, and you're
Which is
not looking.
fine.
But the thing is, fans are not looking at those other movies. They're not checking out their other movies.
But
They only know them for the movie that they're doing here, like the character that they're doing here, Captain America.
yeah, but stay
Or
on that point that you're saying though. I'm gonna say this real quick. This is only
go
it's a
for it,
two piece.
go ahead.
They did it great with Tony Stark or Robert Downey Jr. His Iron Man, but he also made a adult movie that people forget about. He was Doctor Doolittle, bro.
Yeah,
Great. Like it's stuff like that. Like go like
shit.
don't do
Not
the
only just
same
that, but
genre, but you
not
can
only
do
just that,
something
you got
else.
Tropic Thunder too. Well, not did I
Yeah,
say that
like
right? Tropic Thunder when he was blackface.
Yeah, that's it.
yeah.
So
And
yeah,
like
you got
for
that too.
instance, I would love to see somebody like my man off of fuck um he the black guy that he's in the F1 movie now. I forget his name. Uh,
Oh, young guy, young kid.
yeah,
Oh,
I would love him. I would love to see him as the Black Panther.
I know you're talking about. I can't think of Buddy's name. I don't really know his name like that. I know you're
Yeah,
talking
he
about
had.
that Formula One movie with Brad Pitt.
Mm-hmm.
But see,
He hit.
but see, we're also forgetting we don't know how old that kid is neither.
Oh,
Remember
that's
that
the old boy from Snowfall. My bad.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
Snowfall.
yeah.
Yeah. I can't think of his name.
that would be cool too. That I'm not saying that that wouldn't be cool. That would be fucking great.
But Mike, what you were saying though, this is why I never understood about musicians and actors and actresses and stuff. If you're gonna know me, I understand. Yeah, I may feel like I've done better work than what I've mostly known for.
Yeah,
But my thing is, I made a crazy. You got a crazy fan base off of this movie.
I agree.
Like
I
I would meet my mind would be like, even if I am known for being Black Panther, I'm just say Black Panther.
yeah.
I'm fine with that. You know what I'm saying? At least
I
I know
would.
I got
I would.
certain fans who will
I would be.
always
I would
remember.
be too. Me
Yeah.
personally, I would be too because, like, saying like if I was playing, let's just say that if I was Blue Marvel,
Hmm.
saying I was playing the role of Blue Marvel, and that's all that the fan base know me for is Blue Marvel.
Hmm.
Nigga, that's absolutely fine. That's my fan base. I'm gonna do my due diligence to stay true to that fan base, no matter what other projects that I'm working on.
Hmm.
Like that's cool. Like okay, I still got an opportunity to still promote my other projects on the side while I'm still being the fan favorite. You know
Hmm.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like
Like them
that's
people on Power Rangers, they always gonna be them people from Power Rangers, no matter what the hell they do.
yeah.
Yeah, they the Power Rangers.
And you know when Tommy died, you know when Jason David Frank died and before he passed on, he generally accepted that. He already knew.
Been
You know
accepted
what I'm
that.
saying? He accepted that, and he made appearances. He did all types of shit just on that.
Yep.
You know
Hmm.
what I'm saying? Just based on Power Rangers thing. I'm still waiting on that other movie to drop, the White Dragon movie that he's
Yeah.
supposed to drop. I'm
Only
still
person
waiting on that to drop.
only person that got out of that shit was Keanu Reeves. He went from being Bill and Ted, then he went to being motherfucking Neo, and now he John
Man,
Wick.
man.
He done had he done,
Three traumatic transformations. Three traumatic transformations.
Feel his range.
And he did all of them well. He did all of them well. And then on top of that, A lot of people don't know, man. He actually trained up for those Matrix and John Wick movies, man. Behind the scenes, he actually like trained in jiu-jitsu and all of that shit to be ready for those movies.
You want to be legit.
He did his own stunts,
Mm-hmm.
like
somebody else, somebody in here don't like.
Like, like a good example of like an actor that stays in his lane that I think doesn't be talked about enough, but he does such a great job in everything he does, and he knows his lane. Is the guy who's the main character for Scott Pilgrim?
Oh, you talking Michael Cera?
Yeah, everything he does, everything he touches is him.
Mm-hmm.
And he did it so chameleon like anything he's in, we don't even look at it a different way. Like it's like, okay, I can see you in that role. Okay, I can see you in that role. He did it right. You know, it's just when they try to spin it and like try to make him like a superhero, we'll be looking like, what the fuck?
Played in the movie.
The way he's kicking ass to Scott Pilgrim now, I don't know. The way he kick ass to Scott Pilgrim now, I don't know. He could possibly be somewhat of a superhero or a sidekick. So that's just my opinion.
He was in the movie and he actually played him in the movie. Himself in the movie.
What, this is the end?
No, I'll find it. He actually played himself. That shit was funny. And they were trying to make him an asshole. So, man, I thought you were an asshole. You're not like we thought you were in real life. And he was being really mean to these folks. Damn, I have to find it. I watched them with him. They was fucking with Michael Cera.
Like he went from Superbad to Scott Pilgrim to the love movie. Not Sarah Marshall. I can't think of the name of the damn.
But he's not the only one that's in his bag. Before we, because I know we've been hanging on this topic for a while, but he's not the only one. The one that plays Rudy from The Boys, he's also in his bag. Did I say the name right? What's his name? Rudy, or the dude who was with the butcher on The Boys?
Yeah. His name ain't Rudy. No, you're talking about the white dude. Dewey. Not Dewey. Huey.
Yeah, Huey. He also plays in those roles that fits him, just like how Michael Cera does.
Yeah, because Novocaine, he's basically playing the same role he did in The Boys.
Yeah, so he's actually playing those similar roles, and he does such an awesome job at all of them. Like, it should be awesome, man. And apologies that I didn't get the name right, Hugh. My bad, bro.
Yeah, it was. This is the end of Sacramento King.
But
Michael Cera played a character, played himself. He played himself in both of those. Sacramento.
Quick side note, Mac. You know, Call of Duty has the ballerina in it.
I know, man. They had went downloaded her as soon as he came home yesterday. He was like,
shameless plug.
I
mean, Call of Duty. They becoming the Fortnite of shooters, man.
Yeah, I see that, man. He was like, yeah, I got to download. I was skeptical at first, but whatever her name is, she gonna be known as a ballerina for years to come.
Oh, she ready for it.
Mm-hmm.
That's good, man. Man, we got anything else before we wrap up?
I got a foolishness whenever we move on.
We finna approach it.
Yeah.
Real quick before we do the foolishness, I do want to say go out there and check out the ballerina. Whoever watching, especially if people watching at 4DX, man, great time.
Oh, yeah, I'm gonna go watch that. I might go watch it by myself. Like,
bring a seatbelt.
Man, hold on to your ass, boy. Because boy,
you say no popcorn, huh? No hot food.
Damn, my ass. God damn.
Hold on to yourself. That shit was throwing people clean out the seats when we was in the movie. That shit made my big ass fly up in the air. I'm 240-pound dude, man, and I flew up out the seat. So
Hold on, wait a minute. Tim, y'all got 4D movies out there now?
No, hell no. No,
Oh,
I'll probably go to like Wilmington or
You
something.
missing out. That's the only way
I
to
think
watch
in
the movie now.
Wilmington they might have a 4D.
Yeah, he got to take a
Man,
little drive, but bro, I'm
Wait, so you
telling you,
saying I should see it in 4D?
40X, man, please, if you're able to, so you can feel the impact, man. A lot of that stuff, man. It was
only
awesome.
motherfuckers like Matt can do that, ladies and gentlemen. Just want to let y'all know.
Now, can
no, I can. I'm
Yeah,
probably
yeah,
gonna check
yeah,
it out.
yeah. People that live in Texas and Florida, you
That's the
lucky mother,
Wild West.
you lucky motherfuckers, you that I gotta say, because I'm down here in Memphis, Tennessee, and we have nothing
Y'all don't
like
have no
that
40
here.
yet?
No,
yeah,
motherfucker. You see me staring at the camera while I'm
they
staring at
probably,
that? No.
they probably just starting to get damn reclined seats, and they motherfuckers can't even get in.
Hold on now, we ain't that damn behind now, man. We got reclining seats now.
Wait,
God
you talking about they
damn,
just removed the
bro.
fold-out chairs?
You know what was funny?
God
You know what was funny? Me and
damn,
Tim was
man.
talking the other day, right? I don't know if Tim remember this. He was saying something about the seats had like the seats went back and what you
The
was saying about
recliner?
the heated seats or something. We told him, yeah, but we got the new one, got the nice heated seats and something else. I say, no. It was the what that other shit called IMAX, the
IMAX?
IMAX. Yeah, he was like, yeah, man, we got one out here and I got an IMAX. I say,
What?
I
That's
was
old.
like, I was like, I thought that was the standard for all theaters to at least have IMAX in each one of them.
Hey
Hell
nigga,
no.
hey nigga, we ain't Florida, goddamn it. Stop putting us in a high comparison, goddamn it. We ain't in
That's what's
Florida and
funny.
Texas, goddamn it.
Do y'all
We
have
only
one where you
we
watch
only
movies
got like
through?
one or two IMAX theaters here.
Oh man, no, all our
Yeah,
shit IMAX and that's like requirement. Do y'all sell beer in y'all stuff? Did they
in
do
one of
Yeah.
them, yeah. In one
Yeah,
of
they
them,
sell
yeah,
beer.
yeah,
okay? Yeah, I
Sure.
want to say,
yeah.
One of our movie theaters got a bowling alley in it.
Now, see, I missed the ones that we had that because we they used to have one like that downtown, where they had a movie theater, the bowling alley, nigga, arcade,
mm-hmm.
all of that shit was in one.
Mm-hmm.
Enjoyed the fuck out of that. I miss those days.
But yeah, y'all check that out, man. Anybody watching? They actually get to see the return. It's semi. It ain't really a real spoiler, but y'all have seen John Wick is in the movie to the capacity. But they finally made the what do they call him, the boogeyman, the Baba
Yeah,
Yaga,
Baba Yaga.
the Baba Yaga returns.
Hmm.
He wasn't really. That's the only problem I always had with John Wick movies, where like this after the first one, it was like random motherfucker just trying to kill Wick. It wasn't nobody scared of him, like how it was in the first one. You was like, you heard John Wick name, you was like, oh shit. You know what I'm saying? This movie, you heard John Wick name, motherfuckers is like, fuck. All right, now we doing with Plan B. We ain't doing that. So it's like, that was one of the best things about that movie, man. It was
That's
awesome.
awesome, man. All
So
right, go
wait,
ahead.
one more thing. What trailers? Trailers. Were there anything to look out for? Or?
Yeah, it was one. It was one trailer. I had to find the name of it, and it was kind of horror based. It was called The Walk, the longest walk or something. I'm gonna put it in the chat.
Okay.
I had to figure out the name. I think it's something with the walk though. And it was like these people were just walking for days,
Another
and
walk
whoever,
simulator?
dude, it was like they was walking with these sergeants or whatever, right? And if you got tired or whatever, and you had to stop, they would shoot you on demand.
Damn.
Really?
And it was like a real torture camp, bro. And they were trying to get to this one spot, and then if you ain't make it to that walk, if you got tired, you had to stop, you had to rest, you get the gunshot to the head. And they were walking through some snow, they were walking through rain, they were walking through horrible neighborhoods, they were just walking. And it was interesting looking. It was weird, but it was interesting at the same time. I'm gonna put the trailer in again. I think it's called The Longest Walk.
Hey. I could see that being a cool ass video game, honestly.
Bro, when I'm telling you, dog, it was a bunch of friends. It was a bunch of like people, and they was all together. And it was just like, man, we trying our best to keep each other motivated. And they was seeing some fucked up shit. And then they had the people, of course, the people who was shooting at them, they riding.
Yeah.
You know how that shit is. But man, that shit was crazy. Especially when that
Wow.
first dude got shot. We was like, what the hell y'all shot the man for? He wasn't holding his own. He wasn't holding his end of the deal. He's slowing us down. That's why he got shot. And then
Damn.
niggas get sick, shot. Thirsty, shot.
Damn.
You know,
Shit.
blowing heads off.
Damn, boy.
I'm gonna find the trailer. That should look interesting. Everything else is a bunch of stuff that we done seen.
Okay.
All right. Anything else we got before we wrap up? Oh yeah, and everybody in the chat, just to point out, listen to the Lil Wayne album at your own risk. Listen to it at your own risk. You know what I'm saying? It's out. The Carter Sense is out. It's released.
It's different. It
So
shouldn't have been called Carter.
it should. Well, I do agree with that. It definitely shouldn't have been a Carter album. It definitely should have been something else. I know you guys discussed about it earlier, but I was tuned out after the first 3 tracks. Honestly, I was tuned
Really?
out a lot earlier. Yeah, after the first 3, I was like, yeah, I'm done.
Do you see what I'm talking about? How it seemed like they were going to like
It
chronological,
was, it
and
was,
then they just lost it.
but it just seemed like it was just a rush project to me.
Mhm.
When he announced that he was doing the Carter Sense, I wasn't expecting I wasn't expecting for it to drop this soon. I was expecting more like a fall release,
Mm-hmm.
but that was my expectation. But I mean, not to say it's not a horrible album, but it could have been better.
Right.
It just could have been better. It should not have been the Carter though. It's a disgrace to the name of being the Carter, being a Carter album. That's what I can say. Especially being compared to the past Carter albums that he has, because everybody always got this thing that they do on the album. Like with Kendrick always got the Heart series, and everybody always looked forward to the Heart series whenever he dropped a heart song on the album. Lil Wayne, everybody always looked forward to the Carter album because the Carter album was like the pinnacle of his rap game. That was it, like Carter album. Like with Eminem, you know what I'm saying? Eminem had songs. Tech Nine had songs. Everybody got vibes that they vibing to. But this album right here, this should not have been a Carter album. It should have been just something else. My opinion. That's just my opinion. But that's all. Anything else we got before we wrap up?
Mm-mm.
All right, cool beans. Ladies and gentlemen, the time has arrived where we got Max and Snap Foolishness pick of the week. Take it away, y'all. What you got?
Mac, you watching it? Oh no, you didn't watch that, did you? Mac, you watch anything?
Outside of that one I told you about.
Okay, so I had a movie on my watch list that I've been wanting to see. I went to Peacock this time because I got I don't want to pick on Tubi all the time, so I went I went to Peacock. So there's this movie on Peacock came out this year. It's called The Mousetrap.
Oh my god.
No.
It's on two, I think. But go ahead.
So I think it was on Tubi. I think it may have been on there too, but I watched it on Peacock. So this movie is I don't know what it is. It's a movie. It has Five Nights at Freddy type feel to it. It has a little bit of everything. It starts okay. So movie starts out with the rolling intro credits like Star Wars or I'm sorry. Yeah, Star Wars.
Star Wars, yeah.
Yeah, with the music, like it wasn't quite the same background theme, but it was, and it was basically the rolling credits was a disclaimer talking about we have no partnership with Disney or none of their properties. Not doubting that we didn't try. We tried very hard, but they just wouldn't answer the phone. And then they kept saying it kept rolling and rolling. Basically, they didn't want to get sued, pretty much. Even though they didn't want to get sued, and then so after they got through, apologize, talking about, hey, we ain't got nothing to do with Disney. Disney ain't got nothing to do with this property.
Mhm.
Then they go and say, oh yeah, we were just told nor do we have anything to do with any LucasArts films or any of their property because they're using their credits. So
Credits,
they're like,
yeah.
yeah, we just it's a general text, So please, without saying don't sue us, they basically said don't sue
Don't
us.
do us, yeah.
Right then and there, I was like, oh, I'm in for a show. So so
Mm-hmm.
okay, after they got done, and then they go back to talking about apologizing to Disney. But right after that, it starts out with this girl in the jail cell, and you got two detectives interviewing her, or yeah, interrogating her about what happened. And so she was like, "Yeah, you want me to tell you? I'll tell you." And then they cut to another intro. Well,
See,
this intro, saying starring such and such, such and such. This
Mm-hmm.
intro, while it's doing all starring things, they got the 1920s Mickey Mouse Steamboat Willie playing. So
Mm-hmm.
if y'all ain't got nothing to do with Disney, y'all just keep poking that bear. But
Yeah.
so, so this movie, it has basically it's like all the 90s tropes. You got the jock in there, you got the stoner, you got the goth chick, you got
Mm-hmm.
the geek that wants to date the next girl next door, you got the
Oh,
pretty
shit.
girl,
Okay.
and they also got a gamer chick in there. But so
Damn.
this all happens in this little place. It's kind of like a Chuck E. Cheese type place. It's called the Fun Haven or something. I think it's called Fun Haven. Well, the manager asked the two waitresses, "Hey, I need y'all to stay behind, to close up. I got something to do." Well, his something to do was he was gonna go in the office and watch Steamboat Willie, and he got two display cases with the Mickey Mouse head on it, like
Mm-hmm.
inside of it, the little mask. And so he's watching the little thing, the little Steamboat Willie, and then all of a sudden the room turns red, and Mickey Mouse, the head starts talking to him, talking about, "Hey, you want to see what I see?" So he puts the mask on, and the fun starts to happen. They do a lot of jump skips on here. They jump to where the two girls are in the front, and their friend comes over. They invite him. They basically it's a birthday party for one of the girls,
Mm-hmm.
but it was a surprise birthday party. The surprise is like her birthday is actually 2 weeks later. They was like, well, it wouldn't have been a surprise if you knew it was your birthday. So that's that's how they get through that. And like most of the kills happen off scene. You got you of course it's a horror movie, so you got your little sex scene, but they didn't even make it to second base. They just took the shirt off. Both of them took their shirt off, and you see the freaking Mickey Mouse with his awkward run towards them to kill them all. But that all happens off scene or off camera, I should say. And then it's gonna go through this lots of fun. Okay, so there's stuff. So all of a sudden, Mickey Mouse he has teleporting abilities. He can instant
Yep.
transmit anywhere. Yeah, so yeah, he got instant transmission. So
Got a Disney power still,
hey
man.
man, hey Ninja Smoke vanished. So like because like they're in there and they're like, hey, let's go to a bar, because she was like, hey, look, let's go to a bar so I can legally drink, even though she was already drinking in there. They try to go. That's when they find out the whole thing is locked up with chains and stuff. But the reason why I say about the whole teleporting thing in the bar is because later on we cut to the bar scene where they got like the jock has his teammates in there. They're at the bar drinking. There's
Mm-hmm.
no bartender at this bar, and then all of a sudden, lo and behold, Mickey Mouse teleports in there and they circling him. They act like they about to beat up Mickey Mouse. Boy, Mickey Mouse, he got some John Wick abilities, man. Mickey Mouse, he beat all four of them up. So then he teleports back, back to the yeah. He teleports a lot.
The
So,
fuck?
yeah, he teleported. So okay, so I guess the geek finally figures out, hey, the Mickey Mouse he could teleport. That's when they were talking about. He was like, the geek was like, yeah, that makes sense. We got a murderous guy with a mask on. Yeah, that makes sense in horror movies. He can teleport. I guess they're talking basically like Jason type thing. But
Mhm.
so after that, they figure out his weakness is a strobe light. So if you put the strobe light on him, he can't teleport. And then now we're finna roll into video games because there's random toolbox laying around with a pipe wrench in it that Mickey Mouse grabs, and then they basically square up to Mickey Mouse and like the last four people that are still alive. They square up to him, and the geek runs off. He catches out. he finds a baseball bat laying on a DDR machine. So he picks up the baseball bat and they hit Mickey Mouse in the back of the head, and they basically pin him down. They finna unmask him or beat him up or something.
Mhm.
Well, the strobe light's on, so somehow the Mickey Mouse knocks the strobe light out of the way, and then he teleports out of there. He's gone. So so, so they just says randomly, okay, we'll play a game of cat and mouse if you want to play that. And then Mickey Mouse comes on the intercom. He say, yeah, I'll play. So they wind up in I guess it's like the jungle gyms. Oh, laser tag room,
Mhm.
and so they're all up in the cages and stuff. So Mickey Mouse. I'm gonna keep calling him Mickey Mouse. It's not his name, but Mickey Mouse show up in there. So they're all in the cage. So Mickey Mouse he gets mad at the girl because the girl's like taunting him. So Mickey Mouse throws this little fiberware butcher knife or cheese knife he had at her, and it don't go nowhere. So Mickey Mouse still has a pipe wrench, and somebody else is on the other side taunting him. He throw that pipe wrench, and then like right behind him up next, somehow he has another pipe wrench. I don't know where he get this pipe wrench. He throw it at him, but anyway, so they turn those lights on. I guess those lights are kind of like strobe lights too, and they commence to do a Michael Myers town beating on this dude. They
Oh
start beating him
no.
up. Hey man, the geek, this dude, he tried to do like he did a Superman punch. Oh no, he
Mhm.
threw a knee. He threw a V trigger and just ran out the way, ran off screen.
Uh,
So they beat him up, and then so all of a sudden, I guess he awakens his other power now, because now Mickey Mouse he turns the strobe lights off and he makes them red, and then he teleports out of there. So this is at the end of the movie. No, it gets better. So, oh, wait till my ending. I gotta get my notes out so I can read the ending.
This
But
is some foolishness.
so like everybody's like, oh, he's gone. You think that's the end of the movie. So I'm
mhm.
looking at the time, like, yeah, it's about to be the end. So he teleports back in real quick, but he teleports behind the girl next door, and he
Mhm.
just chops her head off, and then he teleports out of there. He's gone. He gone. So with that being said, okay, so the girl next door is a brunette. I want y'all to remember that. So after they chop her head off, he teleports out of there, and then the geek has to do the one he wanted to talk to her. He was like a classic one-liner, man. He says, "I never got to ask her out, and he just chopped her head off." so, so
Uh,
they cut to the head. The head is now blonde. I was like, they didn't even use the right hair on this mannequin.
oh my God.
And
It was,
so
Yeah.
that's the end of the movie.
What's the end of the movie?
That's the end of the movie.
No
Oh
budget.
my goodness, yeah. That's the end of the movie. So yeah, man. It was a great hour and 20 minutes. It really was.
Yeah, it was on Tubi. I
It was a
I
great is
had
it
it
okay.
on in the background one time. Mhm.
I got
So
a
you know some of the stuff I'm talking about, dude, huh?
Mhm.
I do have a foolish pick of the week, movie of the week.
Go
Oh,
for it. Oh, what you got?
It's not a bad movie, honestly. This one's actually, but you got to get it off of like Apple Music or Apple Music,
Apple
Apple
TV.
TV.
I got it. Okay.
Yeah, you might have to buy it. I'll be honest.
Oh,
'Cause-
so you had too much now.
I
Now
can
wait a
get it.
minute.
I can get it. But
yeah, I don't know if it was streaming. You can probably find it when I say it.
You doing too much, Tim. Shit.
It's a great movie. I promise you, it's a great movie. I don't know if y'all seen it.
Is it a good movie or is it a foolishness movie?
It's a
That's the
good
question.
movie and it's foolishness.
Okay.
It's one of the best hidden. I don't even know how I found this movie. I think I was just searching one day and it
That's
came
how.
across it, and I was
Sometimes
like,
that's how it be.
Mm-hmm.
"Y'all have to see this movie, whatever you do." Yeah, I ain't gonna tell you to buy it. If you can find a streaming service that may be streaming it, it's a movie called Spontaneous
Uh-oh.
or Spontaneous, and literally, just to give you the riff of this movie,
Mm-hmm.
it's not like a horror movie, but
Mm-hmm.
it's literally a movie that takes place in a high school with high school students, and something's going on. Like, just say it's like a live, like a what do you call a virus that's open, like in like COVID,
like an airborne virus.
like an airborne virus or
Mm-hmm.
something
Uh-huh.
happens in this particular school, and there's all these kids that are like friends and shit, and
Mhm.
literally kids start combusting.
Wait a minute. Did it have that one where the nigga like he had sneezed and he blowed up. Was
Yeah,
that?
yeah, like
Oh,
all the
I
kids are
seen
like
the
just exploding, like guts
dude,
everywhere.
It's
I
free on
seen,
Pluto TV, so you ain't got to
dude,
pay.
I seen a clip. Shakara
Yo,
showed me a clip or something. It was like this is what happened when you fart and sneeze at the same time, and when it blowed up in the chair. I know what you're talking about.
bro,
I know
that
what you're talking
movie
about.
is a
I'm gonna
hidden
check that out.
gem. Like, what the fuck? Like, kids are just exploding. Like,
Oh
you just be
yeah.
in class and then poof.
Yeah.
I guess it makes sense
Like,
spontaneous for spontaneous combustion. So yeah, okay, I got you.
I seen a clip of that, and I was like, "What the hell is
if
this?"
anybody has some extra time, please go see it.
Oh,
Whoever's doing
I'm
it,
gonna go out of my way
please
to
go
watch
see
it. Don't worry about it.
Mhm.
that. That movie is so ridiculous.
Lord have mercy.
I
And it
do
just
have a
happens at
feeling.
random. So it could be your best friend. Y'all just chilling. Like, bro, what
Mhm.
the fuck's going on? And bow. They just explode. Like,
Damn.
Hey, you know what movie I think they'll like Snap?
What's
X.
what is it?
Remember X?
Oh yeah,
They're like X, I think.
actually, he has what? It's three of them. It's like they all tie together too. You got X. You got Oh man.
I don't know
Oh,
about this one.
it won't come to me.
I know X. I rode by X the other day and I was like, man, them boys gotta look at X, man. X was awesome.
Hell no. Well,
Well,
ladies and gentlemen,
I got a
um,
recommendation though.
go
It's
for it.
it's on Hulu. Y'all check out Ricky Smiley's Foolish, that stand up comedy. It's actually, man, it he touches on some of the stuff that we were talking about in our last podcast about like nostalgia type stuff.
Hmm.
And it's pretty good, man. Ricky Smiley's Foolish, man. It's actually pretty good. Say check that out.
All right.
Okay.
We didn't chat.
Okay, yeah. So it's X, Pearl, and Maxine.
Okay, I seen Maxine. I didn't see Pearl.
Yo, so okay, Pearl was the middle one. That was the
Okay.
second one, yeah.
Okay.
Because Pearl is the basically the parent, the older people,
Hmm.
and X. But yeah, okay, Mike, my bad. We're you're good.
No, you good. Appreciate the recommendations. Like, you know what I'm saying? You got X Pearl and Maxine to check out. We got Spontaneous to check out on Pluto TV or Apple TV, you know what I'm saying?
And
And what's the what
Trap.
was we
Foolish
got
on
Mouse
Hulu.
we got Mousetrap on Tubi and Peacock.
Yeah.
So check those out when y'all got time. And ladies and gentlemen, that is the Foolishness picks. It ain't no pick, it's picks with an
That's what
S.
I'm talking about. Good week. Good week.
Picks of the week. So check them out when you got time. We got anything else before we wrap up?
Mm-mm.
Mhm.
All right, moving forward to our sidebar conversation. And I just want to know I don't know who came up with this topic, but I'm
Me.
pissed off that we got to discuss this all. It would be you.
I
So
almost got in trouble for this topic too. Just want to.
the
Oh
first
Lord.
the first time you got your heart broken,
Mm.
and I believe do Vibe start this one off?
Yeah, vibe. Yeah. Oh, you got the right background for this too.
Nah. Okay.
That's fucked up. All right, first time you got your heart broken.
I mean, I can only really think of one. I'm trying to think of like when I was young now, but I don't think I can think of a good
We
enough
can
one.
barely hear you.
We can
Can't
barely hear you talking
My
to the
bad.
mic.
My bad.
speak with
I
your
can
chest.
really only think of one. I was trying to think of like what would have been the first one, but I can't think that far back because I don't be remembering like that. But the most recent one I remember, hopefully nobody I know watched this shit. uh,
I don't give a damn.
it was a situational thing. Like it never led to nothing, but it was probably like on its way. It was like one of those. So like I remember there was this girl that I was super into. She worked at my same job, and I would go out of my way to go to like her little area or whatever. You know, it's cubicled out, and used to bring her stuff like that. We used to conversate. Never hung out too much outside of work, But you know how you like be chilling with somebody, catching a vibe, go out to my like car, like smoke with her and shit like that.
Mhm.
And it was building up to something. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, yeah, like okay, like she feeling me. I'm gonna try to get my shit right. Like the first time ever in my life, I felt like I wanted to get myself right for somebody particularly. You
Mhm.
know, at that time, the first
Mhm.
time getting that particular feeling.
Mhm.
And what fucked it up was, oh man, this gets deep. What fucked it up was I had an ex at the time, and said ex got pregnant or whatever.
Damn
And
it, Batman.
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. So I had to deal with that whole situation because I knew I was dealing with this particular girl at the time, and I've never been more heartbroken because the girl I was trying to talk to, and because of the situation that came upon, she wanted nothing to do with me because of said girl.
Mhm.
Not in a bad way. It's just like I don't want to deal with that drama type shit.
Mhm.
And I still, to this day, I can think about that shit, and that shit fucks me up. Like, damn. And then I had to see that same chick. She went with somebody else that worked the job, and I don't know where she's at now. You know, you know, having a kid and going on with her life, I guess, and stuff like that. But that shit, to this day, probably still fuck me up if I think about it. Like, damn. Like, you know, like the one that got away
Mhm.
type of feeling,
Mhm.
all because of a false situation. Because I ain't got no kids. You know, pull
Mhm.
out game strong. You feel me? But it was just that whole situation, and I dealt with that shit afterwards for like 2 or 3 years after the fact, and then found out some shit. You know,
Yeah.
it's just like damn, bro, damn. Shit. That's all I really got. That's all I'm gonna say on it. It's quick, sweet, to the point, but that shit fucked me up. Damn, bro.
Have you ever spoke to her?
Nah, I don't even know
Oh.
where she at.
Oh.
Socials or nothing. Like I don't.
Okay.
I'll try searching, but you know, I don't know. I don't know
Yeah.
what she's doing now, or if she's even still with old dude that who she's with, or what.
Mhm.
That shit fucked me up, bro. I was like, you gotta be kidding me. Like, yeah, heartbreak sucks.
Mhm.
Heartbreak sucks when you really about somebody and it don't work out over
Mhm.
some foolishness.
Mhm.
Mm, 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 mm.
Mhm. Damn. Well, you gotta live, love, and move on, man.
Mm-hmm.
Live, love,
Yeah,
and move on.
shit.
Put that shit on a shirt. Live, love, and move on.
Put it on a t-shirt.
Put it on a t-shirt, man.
I thought I would have took that to the grave, but yeah, that one fucked me up for sure.
All right.
Who next? I don't know who next.
You
You next,
next,
man.
sir.
Damn.
I could go if you want me to get
No, no,
mine
no.
out the way.
Because in my head, I had two. I was trying to think of which ones was the more significant one. Because my very first girlfriend, because I broke up with her, I was a little heartbroken. I'm gonna go with the second one. I'm gonna
Okay.
go with the second one because the second one it was so fucked up. I fucked that all up, and I broke my own heart pretty much. But man, I was early 20s. I think I was probably maybe 22, 33, something this years old, and young lady hit me up on
Hold on. Wait. Oh. You said like 20 for your first time? For your
yeah.
first one?
Yeah, man, I was late bloomer, man. I ain't start getting no cool to meet nothing until I was 19, man.
Oh shit! You had to get no cool to me, but
I'm talking about women in general. Just saying, like my very first relationship, I was 19.
oh, okay. Well, go for
Hmm.
it. My bad. Didn't mean to
Yeah.
interrupt.
Oh no, no, you good? Like I was hurt from that one too, but this one here hit me harder because it was just like I should known better. But I'm just chilling, bro. One day the red chick hit me up in who was on this platform called Urban Chat, and man. Came at me, hey, how you doing? Blah blah blah. Like your profile, all this shit bullshit. Hit her back up, talking blah blah blah. seeing what she was about. She was interested in a lot of stuff I was interested in, and she wasn't from Jacksonville, Florida, and I was like, oh man, that's even better. She ain't corrupt like these chicks down here. She was from Kansas and stuff. And if she heard Kansas, I know she probably, if she ever listens, I know she know who I'm talking about. But man, she was awesome, bro. She was awesome. The first woman ever known. I could sit down and break down man coverage and zone coverage while we watching football, and she understood everything about it. That shit was amazing. It was fucking amazing, dog. But fast forward, we messed around. She ended up getting pregnant. No, you must not know about this girl. I think Tim, I told Tim a little bit about this too. Messed around, she got pregnant. One thing she told me throughout her whole thing was she wanted to be a registered nurse. And she did not want to have the life her mom did because her mom got pregnant at an early age and messed her career up and took a long time to get started in career. She didn't want to be like her mom.
Yeah.
She was 19. Like I said, I'm 22. And what my dumb ass do? That thing was so good. I shot the club up 3 times the same day. 3 times in the same day. I knew what I was doing. I knew what I was doing. I knew every time I knew in my head, I'm not pulling out this motherfucker. This shit is amazing. I'm thinking that shit was gonna make her stay. What was I wrong? Anyway, I just started working at this place called Sally's. And I probably ain't been there 2 weeks good, bro. Baby girl called me, hit me up on break crying. I said, what's going on? I'm pregnant. I'm crying tears of joy. I'm happy. She trying tears of, I'm mad as hell about this bullshit. And she thinking about aborting the kid. And I'm telling her, I'm not doing that. I don't want to do that. So my little 15-minute break turned into 45 minutes. I had to run back in there and tell the boss, hey, my bad. My girlfriend, she just told me she was pregnant. Something was going on, blah, blah, blah. He was like, he was good. He understood. But I was, like I said, I was just starting this job. I could have gotten some big trouble about that. So the whole time I'm working, I can't really focus on it because this girl talking about something she don't want to keep the baby. And I'm like, I want baby, you know what I'm saying? Because I really want her. But then again, I wasn't thinking about how stupid I was because she told me what was best for her was she wanted to start her career because she was getting ready to go into her career. Fast forward, she ended up aborting the baby. I didn't help her do it. She really got upset about that. She and her friend did it. We broke up, of course, and 6 months later we tried to rekindle, and we had 3 hot dates. Like it wasn't nothing, like we never fell off. Everything was going good till one day we had just came from Longhorns, and we was on the way back to my place, and we rolled past the abortion clinic where she had got it done. And that triggered a memory, and she just started crying. And my dumb ass, I'm like, crying? What's wrong? We just passed by where I got it done at. I'm like, where you got what done at?
Oh, you forgot.
And at the house, she broke down crying. I was like, I know I can't do this. That just really reminded me of why I didn't want to be with you. You told me you weren't going to do this, weren't going to do that, but you did end up doing it anyway. You're a nice guy and all, but I can't live. Every time I look at you, I'm going to think about that. So I was like, fuck. And I was like, there ain't nothing I can do to change that. She was like, no. Like, my mom don't fuck with you. My friends don't fuck with you. I said, well, damn, it's all about you being happy. You fine. She's like, man, I can be happy for a moment, but every time I look at you, I'm going to think about that place. And you stay right down the street from it. I'm like, yeah, that's pretty messed up, but I cried for a long time about that shit, man, because she was perfect, bro. She was perfect. She had no titties, but she was perfect. Everywhere else, she was perfect, dog. She liked to eat. She liked to rock bands. She just liked to have fun. She played video games. She watched sports. Broke down sports. It was awesome, but being stupid broke my heart. Broke my own heart.
Man, it's hard. That's tough one to follow, Mike.
You better put the light skinned woman. That's what it was.
I don't know how the fuck you knew.
The infamous light skinned woman. This woman for this woman, she ever hear this. You gave this man a strong hate for light skinned women.
Wrong.
A deep hate. That shit rooted like racism in his heart. The prejudice runs through this guy.
Well, we talking about it, so might as well just go ahead and get it out there.
Okay.
Um, so middle school, one high school, middle school,
Mm-hmm.
and everybody had their little crushes in middle school and all of this
Mm-hmm.
shit. So
Mm-hmm.
and she was light skinned.
Mm-hmm.
She was real cute, attractive, very different to me. But it was she was also surrounded with a lot of controversy and rumors as well. Like she's somebody that everybody wanted to date or everybody wanted to be with, and all of that and all of that shit. So I was just look at her from a distance. I used to admire her from a distance and whatnot until like we started taking. I think that was around about that time we was on block schedule. Back in the days, we was on block scheduling, and then all of a sudden we started taking classes together
Mm-hmm.
and taking classes together. Sitting next to each other and all of that shit. So you know, we was getting to know each other and all of that stuff, and I used to help her out with her schoolwork and all other shit. So helping her out on a lot of stuff. She was. I was like, she pretty cool. You know what I'm saying? But I couldn't. I know for a fact that I couldn't compete against the other guys because that's back in that era where thug life was king, and I was just a nerdy average. I was just a nerdy ass average Joe. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't no thug or anything like that, so I couldn't compete. You know what I'm saying? I didn't dress. I could dress the part. You know, so I was just an average guy. So I knew for a fact that I couldn't compete. But it didn't stop. It didn't stop us from being cool and you
Mm-hmm.
know having a friendship. So you know, fast forward, fast forward. You know what I'm saying? I believe I worked up. I was trying to work up courage to know what I'm saying to let her know like, hey, I like you. You know what I'm saying? I want us to you know be together and all of that stuff. Why?
Mm-hmm.
Soon as I was trying to work up a courage to do that,
Mm-hmm.
that's when all the other guys, I guess they picked up on it because she was like around me and all of that stuff, and a lot of people was like, "Man, that girl using you, man," and that girl ain't this and she's this, and
Mm-hmm.
they went to go as far as spreading crazy rumors about how she a hoe and all of that stuff and she's just using you and all of that stuff and I'm like whatever, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Whatever and all of that. I don't give a damn, you know what I'm saying? If I'm gonna find out, I'm gonna find out for myself.
Mm-hmm.
That's the one thing. I'm gonna find out for myself. So,
Okay.
we started hanging out and, all of that stuff. We started hanging out and then, she started being around, meeting, met my sister and all of that stuff. And, just started being around certain people in my family and all of that stuff. So I was going through a lot of other shit at the time too. So that was back then, like when my mom wasn't in my life that much. I was staying with my sister and my grandparents and all of that stuff. So I was pretty much rotating and staying between my sister and my grandparents. So
Right.
it was a lot of situational stuff going on there.
Mm-hmm.
So we get to talking and stuff, and it was getting to a point where I was getting into fights over this girl. mainly because of motherfuckers that was like, man, you still gonna talk to her after everything and all these rumors that surrounded her and all of that stuff? I'm like, it got to that point and all of that shit, and I was like, I didn't give a fuck. I guess you could say I was a simp at the time, so I'm willing to call it. I'm willing to call it like I see it. So it is what it is. So you know, I went ahead and confessed and said that I liked her and all of this stuff, and we started dating a little bit after a while and all of this stuff. Boy, rumors started flying. Like rumors started flying, and that's when a lot of other shit really started to hit the fan. And it was just a lot of back and forth, like dealing with a whole bunch of guys and all of this shit, dealing with a bunch of guys that they was like, man, how you gonna like how you gonna like him when you was you was just in my face and fucking me the other day and all of that shit. So yeah, so it got like that. So I'm like, well, shit, is that true? You know what I'm saying? This is like we were together for like a long time, but she was like my first. You know what I'm saying? She was the one that she actually went out her way to speak to me and all of that stuff, and we spoke to each other. And even though I did look out for her in the ways, you know what I'm saying? She, spoke to me and, all of that stuff. So, I was like, well, damn, I knew for a fact I was out of her league. So that's one thing for certain. I knew for a bona fide fact I was out of her league. But back to that story. So yeah, she was like over my house the other day and all of that shit. So I'm like, and she's saying like it's not true and all of that shit and everything like that and all of that. And I'm like, yeah, whatever. Okay. So was you and all of that. So she was like going against it and all of this stuff. Like, no. So I left it alone because shit, it's always two sides to a story. So I left this shit alone. So went home, you know what I'm saying? She stopped by. She stopped by later on that night, came by, sat outside on the porch. We got to talk. We was talking and all of this stuff. And, she got to talking sweet, the sweetness in my ear, like, don't believe in all the rumors and all of that stuff. It ain't nothing like that. And, I know the reason why I'm dating you because you're different from all the other guys and all of this stuff. And, me being me, I believed it. So, so we continued dating for like about a month after that, and then that's when more of rumors started flying off the shelf and all of this shit. Like she was doing this, she's doing this, she been sleeping with like multiple guys, she had a train ran on her, she got it, she got this, and you know what I'm saying, she had all of these stuff that's going on. So I was like, I'm at this point, me being at the age that I'm at, I was like, this is the last thing I need. I don't need any of this or any of this necessary stuff because I'm really trying to focus on school and work and all of that shit, and also enjoying life at my age, nigga. You know what I'm saying? I always, you know what I'm saying? I've been the type that always want a girlfriend, so, me having that in my life, like having a girlfriend, I was like fulfilled because I was like, cool. I had friends, I had good friends, and school life was cool. So I actually got a fucking girlfriend, so I was happy. But turned around that all of this shit that what she was doing, I found out the shit was true. So, you know, and I found out about it, and how I found out about it is because that, you know, I saw her around a certain saw her around a certain guy,
Mm-hmm.
and it was that same guy that kind of brought it up. Told me like, she's doing this, and she was just over my house and all of this shit. So it was like the same guy. So and I was like, me being me, because I was a square ass nigga. But I had street smart ass dudes around me. Let's just say that. I had street smart dudes around me
Mm-hmm.
at the time. And so that's how my naive ass got street smart. By being around the people who I was around.
Mm-hmm.
So, one of my boys, he was like, hey man, like you might need to go ahead and leave her alone and shit like that. And then he said, come here, I'm finna show you. You know what I'm saying? And she over there flirting with the dude, hugging up on the dude, kissing on the dude and all of this shit. And I was like, so I went ahead, I had track practice after that and shit. After practice, I went home and, she came over. Nothing ever happened. Like, nothing ever happened. She just said, they said, "Oh, yes, no,
The audio cutting out, Mike.
Yeah, I
no,
don't know what
no."
just happened.
Oh shit. Can y'all hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so I was like, are you messing around with so and so when she came over? Like, and she was like, what are you talking about? She got in the upheaval and the uproar and all of that stuff. She was like, no, where are you getting this from? I'm like, well, I saw you with him. You know what I'm saying? I've been seeing you with him lately. You know what I'm saying? You ain't been walking home with me lately. You've been walking home with somebody else. So I've been seeing all of that lately. So, so are you messing around? And if you are, you know what I'm saying, just let me know. So we can just go ahead and let this be. You know, she was playing around and like, no, it ain't nothing like that and all of this stuff. And I was like, and me being me, and I was like, you know, if I hear anything else again or see anything else again, it's a wrap. I was like, cause I can't be constantly being made a food of for this and this, and this is
Mm-hmm.
this is getting out of hand, and people already talking shit about behind my back, talking about I'm a dumbass, and you still dating this girl and this girl, and you haven't even kissed this girl yet. All y'all been doing is like been holding hands and hugging and all of that stuff, and you ain't even kissed the girl. The girl already kissing on other dudes and all of this shit, and fucking other dudes as well. So, all right. So about not only about a week later, I caught her kissing that dude,
Mm.
and that was it. You know what I'm saying? That was it. She came around again, and I was like, "Hey, we need to just go ahead and break up. Leave it alone. It's time for us to break up." Like, what are you talking about? What are you going on? I'm like, look, I saw you kissing this guy. Like, and I told her the area where you was at. Like, you was like literally around the school.
Mm-hmm.
You was kissing her. So I seen it. You haven't even kissed me yet.
Mm.
And now you kissing on
Mm.
another dude? And now you kissed on another dude? You know what I'm saying? So that fucked me up. You know what I'm saying? And I come to find out that mostly all the rumors that they said about her was true. So, you know, my dumb ass was pretty much being used. That's what it is, Mike the simp being used. And unfortunately, it had to be a light skinned chick. And so that's the reason why. That's pretty much long story short. And
Mike,
I
man.
and I and I damn near when I tell you I was hurt, oh man,
Mm-hmm.
I was broken.
Mm.
I was broken for like about damn near a month. Nigga, I was listening to Boys to Men like a motherfucker,
Mm-mm.
nigga. I was listening.
Not
I
the
was,
breakup music.
boy,
Mm-mm.
boy,
Yeah, see,
boy, I
Mike,
was in
man,
love, bro.
I'm gonna take a drink to that.
I'm just saying.
That's
So
tough.
that's the main that if you wonder where that hate came from, that's what it's at. No reason why when it comes to and after that and it's like after that like light skinned women or light skinned women or red bones, man. It's like ever since then it's been like a curse. It's been like a curse. I have been unable to befriend some or I don't or in my heart I just closed off my heart and I don't trust any. But I can say that it's few. I could count, like I told y'all before, I could count on my hand how many light skinned friends that I know. One named Tracy, we grew up with. Her name Tracy. We real cool. We graduated together. Another one before Tracy, before I met Tracy, one named Michelle. She's really a light skin. But the thing about Michelle was like, I think when I was in my freshman year, Michelle was like a sophomore or a junior, and Michelle was already popular as a motherfucker. So Michelle was just, she was just that type. She was just cool with every motherfucking body. She didn't give a fuck. And you know, back then when we went to school, sophomore, junior, senior, all of that shit mattered back then. All of that shit pretty much mattered back then, especially when I went to school with. So, and the only reason why I knew Michelle because, I ran track and I was in ROTC and she was doing the same thing. But Michelle was cool as a motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? She was cool as a motherfucker. Probably the one of the only few that actually just spoke. It we wasn't like it wasn't really like a friendship or whatnot, but it was more like she spoke when she saw me. And that was just what that was. Like unlike how everybody else was, when they were seniors, when they was juniors or seniors, like why the fuck is this freshman talking to me, or why
Yeah.
are you talking to this freshman and all of this shit? Like, so Michelle didn't have that barrier. So Michelle was cool. Like I said before, Tracy was cool. Me and her practically became good friends like in our junior year and graduated together. Um, and the third one most likely is the third one is Kelly, who I used to work with some years back. You know what I'm saying? Because she was already wondering why I was looking at her crazy. And I was, because she was just come up to work and she was just speaking like, "Hey, morning, Michael," and I was just looking at her as crazy, like, "Why the fuck are you talking to me?" I'll have that look.
Yeah.
Like, why the fuck are you talking to me?
Damn.
I mean, just my that's just how my mind was wired toward after that heartbreak with that
Mm,
one light skinned girl, man. That's just like how my heart was wired. I just stayed away from them. I stayed
mm,
I stayed away from them. I didn't want to be involved with them. I was like, you know what? Fuck them in general as a whole. And I know there's cool light skinned chicks out there, light skinned and red bones out there. I haven't met them yet, but I'm just saying that in general. I haven't met them yet, but you know,
mm.
it is what it is. So now you heard the full fucking story, and you know why I am the way I am towards them. So that's my take.
I'm glad I ain't a light skinned woman. My goodness.
Right?
Like, bro,
Damn. All right, finally. Finally heard the full deal on that.
Mm.
so how you? I might this is totally off topic, but on topic.
Go for it.
How you gonna feel if both your sons end up with light skinned girls?
Well, Jalen already is.
That's what I'm saying.
I mean, Asia. I mean, that's his decision. I can't get mad at his decision. That's the decision that he made. That's the woman that he chose. And and it so happens to be they're fucking compatible. So I can't get mad at that. I can't control his life. That's his damn decision. You know what I'm saying? Asia just so happens to be a fucking great light skinned woman that's good for my son. Like Asia's quirky. She watch anime. She plays video games. I mean, she's like a perfect fit for Jalen. You know what I'm saying? She's a perfect fit for him. And that would be the same way that I would feel with Michael. If Michael so happens to find a light skinned woman that fits his needs, then by
Mhm.
all means, go right ahead. If they fit your need, I can't judge that. They grown. They
Mhm.
grown. I did my due diligence. I did my due diligence. I raised them. I taught them to the best of their ability. If they still want advice, I still give it to them.
Mhm.
So if they date light skin, I mean, Jalen already married to one, so it is what it is, and he's happy as fuck. So long as he happy, I'm happy.
Right.
And it's the same way with Michael. If Michael end up following that same path, as long as he's happy, I'm happy. That's
Mhm.
all it is. That's all I
Well,
can do. All I can do is support them 200% along the way.
I'll say it like this to lighten back up the mood. That stuff is fucking tragic as fuck. But I feel for you, bro. But honestly, uh, yeah, I'm glad you ended up the way you was. Cause if not, I would have never got to meet you, man.
I appreciate it. I appreciate it, man. So,
You know, everything happened for a reason, so I
Yep.
respect.
Mhm.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
Now, you ain't gonna get in no
Snap,
trouble, are
snap,
you?
snap
No,
got
no,
it.
no, no.
Snap had. I noticed when I was telling my story. Snap had a big ass smile on his face the whole time. He had a smile on his face the whole time. Like,
Because like mine is kind of similar, but not. I mean, some stuff kind of similar, but not really. Not to that. But mine is what is it? I want to say senior year. Yeah, it was senior year of high school. This chick I was dating, and this is like one of the chicks that she was always with jocks and all this other stuff, and I wasn't a jock or nothing, so it was kind of like she was kind of out of my league, but I got her anyway, and man, we were together for a good minute. We was each other's first, and we went all the way up to prom and everything. So the whole first thing that's why it kind of that was my first heartbreak because like we went to prom. Mine's gonna be short though. We went to prom and everything. Had a good time at prom, and so after that, like the whole time we're dating, man, came across some nice ones, man. But me, I'm being a faithful guy, man. I was like, man, nah, I'm gonna pass on this, and you know how it is, man. They give you the kind of the go ahead, but you're like, yeah, nah, I'm all right, I'm with somebody. But it was sometimes maybe some of her friends, and I was like, nah, I definitely can't do it. But looking back at what had happened, I should have. But anyway, so we
Mhm.
go to
Oh,
prom, had a good time at prom and everything. And man, I don't even dance. I got out there and I danced, I cut a rug, took pictures and everything, man, out of my whole element. And
damn, what break dance?
yeah, had a good time, man. And then like so after prom was over, it was kind of like, hey, we're going to this after party. It's like, nah, I'm good on this after party, man. I'm trying to go home or whatever. So I went home. She went to the after party. It is what it is. I had trust. I trusted her.
Mhm.
So we get home, maybe about an hour or so passed, and I was like, all right, man, I'm gonna just call her to see how she doing, make sure she all right. Call her, no answer. It's like, oh, okay, maybe she didn't hear it. I give it a little bit more time. I call her back, she didn't answer. I was like, man, whatever, I'm gonna go to bed. So I guess whenever she finally had got home, she called me and she was like, hey, start talking. She said, hey, how you doing? Man, I was calling. She said, yeah. She said, no, I didn't hear the phone or whatever. I was like, oh, okay, no problem. It's like, hey, so I got something to tell you. I was like, all right, I was like, what is it? Say, oh, you ain't gonna be mad, huh? I said, nah, no, just I mean, I don't know. Just let me know, tell me.
That's the
So
worst.
yeah, she she was like, hey, I Well, it didn't get that bad though. Vibe. She was like, "Hey, I kissed such and such." I guess it was like her ex or whatever. And now, man, when she told me that, back then, kiss now ain't really too much, but back then, that hurt, man. I was like, man, you know
Oh,
what?
yeah.
I said, yeah, man, I can't, So I kind of hung up or whatever, because I was in my feelings. She called me back or she says, "You all right?" I said, man, I said, you know, yeah, I thought we had some type thing because I had met her parents and man, I met her parents and everything, and they liked me because I was the good guy. I wasn't the
Mm,
cocky dude or everything. I was just being me. I was a gentleman basically,
mm,
and they enjoyed me and everything. So did all that, and man, so after all that, we were talking on the phone. This all happened in one night. So she's like, "Oh, it won't happen again." This and that. I was like, man, you did me wrong. I said, I can't believe you did that. And then, I had told her, I said, hey, look, I said, man, I loved you, type thing. And she was like, I don't think we should be together anymore. And she just hung up. I was like, after that, man, yeah, that had messed me up, man, for a good while. But yeah, man, she just kind of just out the blue. So I'm pretty sure something more besides that had happened. But
mm,
yeah,
Mhm.
man, just out the blue, she just like, yeah, I don't want to be with you anymore, and just
mm.
hung up, and that was it.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Here we
Hey, man, you talking about ugly crying too,
go.
boy.
Man.
School year wasn't over with, so I knew I was gonna have to run across it, man. It was so awkward, man.
Oh,
Boy,
Yeah,
to
man.
the end
mm.
of the road, man. That was my song that I was, boy. I had end of the road on replay, nigga. When I was
Hey, as soon as you started saying "Boys and Men," that was a song that popped in my head. I knew it. That's why
hell,
that smile came up.
end of the road was on repeat. End of the road, boy. That was just on repeat for me. It was end of the road. Um, man, it was some of everything, nigga. Like Babyface, nigga. Shh. But man was
Oh
going.
man, I played the Babyface song too with old girl. I would talk about it when I see you again. Why I want to see
Man,
that Joker so bad.
bro, I'm telling you, man. Yeah,
Mm.
but Boys to Men was in my bag when I was broke, boy. When I was done, bro. And
That and
I was a huge Boys to Men fan back in the day. So nigga, I had
Mm.
all this shit. So
what
tell
people sung that song "Don't Leave Me, Girl"? Not 112. Who that was?
It wasn't
That
Jagged
song
Edge,
"Don't
was it?
Don't
was
Leave."
it
Yeah.
was it
No,
Jagged
Boom, boom,
Edge?
boom, boom, boom,
yeah,
boom,
Back,
boom.
Back,
Blackstreet.
Backstreet,
Yeah.
Backstreet.
I had
Yeah.
to get the tune in my head, and I was like, "Yeah, that's Blackstreet
Oh
right there."
Don't leave me,
Yeah.
girl.
See,
Oh,
yeah.
boy.
Woo!
Ooh, boy, I played that quite a bit. I ain't gonna lie, they
Y'all going through it. That's rough. Damn.
that was some hurt ass shit, boy.
That whole song, man. Thinking about that song now, just replaying the music, the song in my head. Man,
Yeah, man.
Man,
if you take your love away from me, I'll go crazy,
I went crazy
insane.
too. Insane.
Woo, man.
But that
R
shit
and
hit
B back
hard.
in the day, man.
That shit hit different back then, but that shit used to cut the L.
nigga.
You
That shit
felt
used
it, boy.
to cut that shit. Nowadays, man, that shit whatever.
Oh man.
Oh, and another song that I was listening to back then. Another song. Whenever I got hurt and whatnot. "Stranger in Moscow" for some odd reason by Michael Jackson. I will always listen to that. "The Stranger in Moscow," like, cause nigga, that shit. "The Stranger in Moscow" would hit different too. Like when you feeling down and out and shit. I was just listening to "Stranger in Moscow," and for some odd reason, I will always listen to that song while it's raining. Like
Mm,
that's just.
mm, mm. All right, man.
Well,
Let's wrap this up because we're getting
I
sad. I ain't trying to be
Yeah,
sad.
I
yeah,
know,
we
right?
gotta
I
end
know,
this on a
right?
high note.
I know,
God
I
damn.
know, right? I know, right,
Wrap
man.
it up.
So
Wrap
so
it up.
we got that's pretty much all we got, man, on our
Yeah.
sidebar, man. So hopefully, well, I'm sorry that we kind of fucked up the mood. Fucked up the mood, but you blame Mac. It's his fault. He chose the topic.
Mm.
Oh man, so we're moving on, man. So all right, so we got anything on Crash Out Corner? Any
Yeah,
crash
I,
out?
I got one quick thing.
Go for it.
It's recent. I don't think Vibe know about it, but I think I put it in our other chat, so I think y'all know about it. So as I told you earlier, I'm doing a 72-hour fast, and yesterday, I took my wife to Walmart or whatever. She had to get some stuff out of Walmart. I had told her, I said, "Hey, look," I had explained to her, I ain't got too many more drives in me. Foggy.
I'm too
She's like,
tired.
"Yeah, I'm tired. I'm foggy. I ain't ate nothing." She's like, "Well,
Uh-huh.
you need to listen. No, I'm fasting. I'm doing something for a reason."
Mhm.
So lo and behold, she go in the stove. She come back out. She had a nice fresh batch of fries. Vibe. She was McDonald's. She's like, "Oh man," she said, "These fries are so good. They fresh, really
Mm.
fresh." I was like, "Man, you." And in my head, I was like, "Man, you ain't no good." So when we get home, right? I told her about it. I said, "Man," I said, "I told you I'm fasting or whatever, so I'm just drinking water and freaking tea." I said, "You
Mhm.
talking about how?" I said, "You did it on purpose. Talking about all these fries are hot and fresh." And her rebuttal was, "Oh, but by the time I ate them, they weren't hot no more." I was, I was like, "What?"
Oh,
Oh,
man.
like, man. So yeah, you ain't no good, man. But yeah, I just want to say, man, shame on you for bringing food around me. And then she cooked some tacos, man. Everything, she had the whole house smelling so good. It was trying, man. Oh man, it was trying.
You
And,
mean?
and what's her?
Dang.
Yeah, but what's her last name again?
Oh,
Tasha Khan.
Con, yeah, Con, yeah. Hey, my brother called her convict. It's like, what's up, convict?
Her name is Tasha Khan.
Yeah, man. So yeah,
That's messed
man. I
up.
think she doing it on purpose, man. She trying me, but my
Trying to
will's
break your
strong.
wheel, man. Trying to break your wheel in
You're
the
trying to
house,
break
man.
it, man.
That
Jesus
is
Christ.
dirty. That is dirty, man. Well, I can tell you the main reason. I ain't gonna crash out, but I can tell you the main reason why I didn't do the fasting is because that I went to Ollie's and I found them damn chips.
Oh, you found them?
Yeah, I found them.
Oh,
So
that's good.
I found them chips. So once I found them damn Hershey chips, I was like, oh no. I've been wanting to try these motherfuckers for the longest time, and I've been looking for them. So I was like, I can't fast.
You could have bought them and kept them for 3 days, though, Mike. Man, that's all.
No, no, damn it.
They know, damn it.
No,
And they
damn
got all the flavors in Ollie's.
exactly. Ollie's got a whole section just dedicated to them. And I'm like,
Mhm.
nigga. What?
That's why I was like, I hope not. And when I took the picture, I was like, man, I hope they have Ollie's there. I don't never
And
have nothing,
yeah,
but I
we
hope
got
they got
two.
Ollie's
Yeah, we
there.
got two. We got two. Yeah, we got two. No, I think not two. We got three Ollies. So we
Oh,
got
okay.
three. We
Y'all
got
got
three
more than
Ollies.
us. We only got two, I think. At least
Yeah,
two I know of.
we got three Ollies. So you know what I'm
Okay.
saying? Them chips was awesome though. But
Mhm.
all right. So anything else we got to crash out?
Mm-mm.
All right, everybody. I believe we're gonna go ahead and wrap this up, man. We know this has been another long one, and so we
Oh, it's been a
apologize for
short
that.
episode.
Hey, we got it to. It was the CC. It was Checkpoint and Chill and Ring and Arena when we
Hmm.
got to talking about that. That was the longest ones right there, and then we got to talking about our sidebar where we got our heart broke. So you know.
Yeah,
So that
yeah.
that was a deep one. But we appreciate everybody for staying with us thus far. That's been with us and all of that, man. Follow us on all social media platforms at the GBTC Podcast. You know, check us out there. We got a special shout out to well, we're gonna save that for later. But anyway, thank y'all for listening, man. We appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for all the support, and be looking forward to more stuff that we got coming up the pipe, man.
Oh, yeah. You let them know
So,
we did that reaction video, right?
well,
Oh,
did you want to do that right
Well,
now, Mac, or did you want
do
that
it.
to
You
do a
do it.
save? Do it now?
Separate.
I'll separate video. So, all right, we'll save that for a separate video. So otherwise, everybody take care of your minds and hearts. You know what I'm saying? It's hot out there. Stay hydrated. Be
Mm-hmm.
safe. Be safe. And we will talk to you all again soon. Deuces.
yeah.